everyone, and welcome to Will and Jen's What the Fuck Christmas Special. How are you all doing? It's Christmas time in hell, apparently, as well. So there's that. I believe I have sent out the links to people in the chat. If people want to jump in, I will go and do it again because I'm as organized as hell. So here we go. PayPal's. Here's a link if people want to join us. First in best dress. I did give a couple of people links. They can't hear us. What have I done? Hello, they can't hear you. Okay, why can't they hear you?
Doing good. How are you guys?
Okay, they can hear you now. See, this was a problem when I tested it last night. I forgot to test that the incoming audio worked.
Yeah, my day has been bizarre, but good.
Great.
Well, it's better than probably some people around the world are, fortunately, at the moment.
Hey, Purple. Hey, Sam. Right, I've got audio working now.
Hello. I was hearing you through the YouTubes, although it seemed kind of quiet.
Oh, wow.
There we go. What we're full up at the moment.
Oh, do you need more space?
Sorry?
Do you need more space?
No, that's fine. We can swap people around as we go. That's cool.
This is going to be Euphemism Central.
Oh, we're going to be here for a while, too, so put your helmet on.
We're here for 3 hours, so there's plenty of time for other people to hop in and join us and have a bit of fun. And
strap in.
Yeah, well, I'm certainly not going to be able to stay for the whole thing because I will have to go upstairs and check on the girls.
This is totally Euphemism Central.
Did you like our intro still?
Stetsons are cool.
I wasn't here.
Well, screw you.
Yeah, no, do not
please
screw
do.
me. Literally do not literally, but don't screw me because here's the important thing. I was so looking forward to Will and Jen's whatever thing you're calling it, that I've been outside into the real world and found a shop that was open. And I bought me some alchemy hull because I'm going to fucking mess with your heads tonight.
Oh, that sounds like that's what we want.
So you call that personality in a bottle, huh?
Yeah, see, I've got to do the final wrap-up stream, so I still have to be functional 12 hours from now.
No,
Purple,
that's fine, Perps. We get that.
I cannot say how much I'm in love, not in a gay way, I'm not like that, but I'm so in love with Purple today because, dude, you have pulled this off, and this has been so fucking awesome.
I'm surprised it's gone off so smoothly. I was expecting to have to scramble at the last minute to fill a spot for someone dropping out.
I've never laughed so much.
Okay, and who is our other chap here? Almost a doctor. I know I've seen you on streams, but I don't really know who you are.
Okay, so as the name suggests, I'm a PhD student, so I'm attempting to get a doctorate, hence almost a doctor. You can call me Matthew, whichever version you prefer. And yeah, I like science stuff and attempt to teach science stuff. And if we get just a little bit of that across, I've done well. But today, let's just have some fun. Maybe I'll bring in some more
Purple.
questionable science facts.
I have a geek question. Yes. I have a geek question right off the bat. All right.
Oh, here we go.
I want to paint a picture. So if time travel's real and you walked up to yourself, A, is Anthropic Cascade failure real? And who is bursting into whom?
Dude, you need to get a hobby.
Sadly enough, this is my hobby.
My problem is
I had a time travel story that dealt with that, actually. Actually, it was my second novel, was all about time travelers.
I love the concept.
And basically, the idea was what creates the Mandela effect, that the time streams would merge together, and all of the people involved would wind up merging into themselves.
Ah.
That's kind
Yeah.
of what anthropic cascade failure is.
I
That's
think
about-
I think what would save us is that even if you could time travel, the speed of light would still limit the information. So the only way I can see you would be able to look back on yourself would mean that by the time the light reached you from your future self, you would have traveled into the future. It's going to sound weird,
No, I
but
get
yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
you can't walk
So-
up to yourself. So I wouldn't be able to like
Yeah,
walk up to myself.
I don't think
Yeah,
you could.
you
I
might be able to
can't
go
think of
back
any
in
way.
time, but you wouldn't be able to interact with yourself anyway.
But the best way I think
That's
time travel
stinky.
could work is you'd have to get something like the USS Enterprise. You go Star Trek
Yeah.
something or Star Wars. You get a big Star Destroyer, and you go use a warp drive. You
Mhm.
move faster than the speed of light, and you go out from Earth. You then get really far out. You go 65 million light years away from Earth. You turn the camera around, and you have a big giant telescope, and you look back at Earth. You'll be able to see the dinosaurs go extinct. Well, the non-avian dinosaurs go extinct. But by the time the light from you reaches Earth, it'll be present day. So you can look back in the past, but I don't think you'd ever be able to interact with it. The
Yeah, if you
information would
can't
make
interact with yourself, it'd be kind of pointless. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's the whole thing. I got this
There-
TARDIS here, and now I can't walk up to myself.
Yeah,
Awful. Awful. Awful.
maybe there's a way around it we haven't figured out yet. But as far as I can tell, because of quantum mechanics and relativity, even separately,
My
it won't like
guess
it.
said to be an aspect. There's aspect within quantum mechanics that would probably preclude time travel. Because
Yeah,
I
this-
mean, even time dilation, even though we know time dilation is a thing, it's not time travel.
Yeah, it's one directional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're physically in one place while everything else is going
Oh.
faster.
Yeah,
Well,
you
around-
speed everything else up.
Yeah.
So you can time travel into the future, but
Into
that's
the
what
past.
we're doing anyway.
Well,
Yeah,
the
I
other
know.
side of that is
Oh.
any closed loops that in general relativity that look like they travel back in time can only travel back to as far as the point where the closed loop was created. So even if we made a time machine, you could never get back to before the point when you first created that time machine. So you couldn't go back far enough to interact with yourself, except for at the point you actually built your time machine.
Stool,
This
you look
was
like your head is
never
out.
ever going to end well. I mean, who invites somebody called Almost a Doctor into a Christmas Day stream? Yes, upside down, Jen. I know that you live in the future. You live in the future, so your Christmas Day is gone. I've got like an hour of mine left. So don't be
it's
inviting
midday.
clever people with their
It's
fancy
midday
schmancy
here.
words.
An
I'm in the
hour and
future
50
as well.
minutes. Still.
Yeah, you've got to expect that still. I mean, we're intellectuals here.
And you have to excuse Stool. He is the internet's grumpy uncle. He is he is everyone's grumpy uncle on the internet. Sweater with his carrot included.
Yeah, yeah. You know what you look like at the moment, still. You look like the wino down at the corner store.
You know, fun fact, I have literally just gone to the store to buy alcohol. So, yeah. And I did it whilst wearing my onesie.
okay,
It's that kind of year.
am I the
so-
only one who is seeing Stool today as the elf on the shelf?
Oh, the elf on the shelf
If
is
you keep
creepy
drinking,
as
you won't be
fuck.
sitting on the
And
shelf.
not allowed in my house.
The embarrassing thing
Well,
is,
if that
I've-
elf knows what's good for him, he'll stay on the shelf and keep his mouth shut. That's all I'm telling you.
I can't even have something like that in my. I don't even believe in woo woo or anything, but I can't have something like that creepy in my house. I've seen too many horror movies.
I've lived in this place now for about 5 years, and I've only just recently, as in 20 minutes ago, discovered that there's a shop that stays open at this hour. It's like 10 seconds away from my door.
You see, our
I
country, or at least
didn't know this. That's how shit I am.
Well, see, Australia kind of has laws, or at least New South Wales does, that stops our liquor stores being open that late.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, listen. Hashtag Plague Island. We're not allowed to have stores open after 10 p.m. And so my time now, I don't know what time it is. It's about midnight, I think.
It is. It is actually.
No, you're
10
about
past 10.
10:15 now, aren't you?
Yeah,
He
10
doesn't
past
know.
quarter
He's
past
so
10.
lit. He's so lit. He doesn't know. Just let him party. It's
Yeah.
still Christmas, damn it. It's still Christmas.
Not here, it isn't. We are in Boxing Day. Cricket Day.
So as a semi-literate American, what is Boxing Day?
The day
Is that
after
the day you-
Christmas.
That in England they put people in boxes and kick them out of the country, put them in boats and just kind of yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's the day. No, it's the day we receive those people.
I always thought it had something to
Sounds
do with
about
this
right.
is the day where you actually had to gather all the boxes and all the crap came in and get rid of the fucking boxes. Or put things back in the boxes and take it back to the store. So
No, traditionally in England, it was the day that the leftovers from the holiday feast were boxed up and they were given to the poor people.
yes, that's right. That's why
Wow.
it's Boxing Day.
So it actually has a real origin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nowadays it's just test day in Australia, you know.
It does have a real
NCG,
origin.
cricket test. The best one is always when it's Australia versus England. I don't even know who the fuck's playing this year.
You know, here in America
Oh,
we have Hallmark holidays. So we make up holidays. Like it seems like every week it's we're celebrating somebody.
Yeah, it's weird that, isn't it? Today is X Day. What? Why do we need all these days for absolutely everything? Can't we just celebrate the diversity of humanity every fucking day? I mean, I realize there's this aspect of we should be reminding people about these different things, but do we have to give
Yeah,
everything
I've got a
special
really
day?
novel idea. What if we just treat everybody the same, regardless of what pigeonhole you try to stuff them into?
And don't
I've
stuff
been
other
saying
people
that.
into pigeonholes. They pick their own fucking pigeonholes.
I call it rule number 1: don't be an asshole. It's not complicated. Just rule, and you know when people ask questions, I always say defer back to rule number 1.
I think the thing is that people are.
You're
People are
such
very
a
much.
racist, Will.
I am.
I have to read out what Jeff posted. In the UK, Boxing Day is the day that rich upper class assholes dress up like twats and defy the hunting ban.
Yikes! Yikes!
I think that as well. I guess.
I'm gonna
just
take
tend to
that
not-
description.
I
I
like
just
that
tend to
one,
not
Jeff.
focus on that aspect of it. Yes.
Well done,
I
Jeff.
mean, there's.
I have a really bad hunting joke my brother told us yesterday.
Go on, Matt. Entertain us.
It's not a short
I
one.
love
but
bad jokes. I love bad jokes.
I'm going to warn everyone. I'm a scientist, not a comedian. But let's go. So there's a
Same
guy.
thing as many people think it's the same thing.
Now I feel like I'm on a starship. I'm not a mechanic. I'm a scientist. Awesome.
You should see my lab. It's in a basement, so I kind of feel like that anyway. Okay, so there's a guy, and he's gone out hunting. He needs dinner, so he's looking for anything to eat. He's got his rifle. He's gone out. He gets lost. He has no idea where he is. He's getting hungry. He's getting thirsty. He's looking for anything. There's no animals, nothing. He's looking around with his rifle, and all of a sudden, this duck, just a single duck, flies across the sky. He hits it, but it keeps falling, and it lands on someone's farm, just inside the fence, and he can't reach it. So he goes, he's like, oh, I don't want to trespass, but I'm really hungry. So he just quickly hops the fence just to pick the duck up, and he's about to get back over the fence when the farmer comes out with a giant shotgun as well. He comes up to him and goes, what are you doing? What are you doing on my property? He's like, I'm really sorry, really sorry. I just want this duck. I shot it. It's mine. He's like, is it? You're not from around here, are you? He's like, no, I'm not. I just want my duck. And he's like, you're really not from around here. It's my duck. But I shot it. And he's like, no, it's my duck. But you're not from around here, so you don't know how we do things. If you want the duck, you have to beat me in a game. The other guy's going, yeah, okay, what is it? And he's like, we have to take turns kicking each other really hard in the groin. And whoever's last man standing keeps the duck. And he's like, he's really nervous. But he's like, okay. And the farmer's like, since this is my property, I get to go first. So he lines up. He's got his foot back. He kicks him. That guy's on the ground. He's writhing around. It's absolute agony. It takes him 20, 30 minutes to get back up. He finally stands up and he's ready. He's like, all right, my turn. And the farmer goes, nah, you can have the duck.
I'm going to steal that.
I now understand why you're a scientist.
I can do this all day with science jokes.
I've got a classic redneck hunting joke.
What was that, Purple?
I've got a classic redneck hunting joke.
Oh, go for it.
Two rednecks out hunting, and one of them says, "You miss your kids when you're out hunting?" The other one says, "Not since I got the new scope on my rifle."
Ouch.
That one coming.
Ouch. That sounds like a child support joke. Ouch. So to bring it back to a better way.
Yeah.
I bought myself this for Christmas. This is a patch.
Oh, cool.
Ooh. Snazzy.
I'm about to start sewing a Slayer patch in a moment. I also have this Stetson.
Yeah, I love that.
That I got for Christmas.
You're not allowed to take that off now.
See, the problem is, I'm going to say it and it's not going to come out right. It's not big or floppy. It's not big enough or floppy enough, and you can take that any way that you want to.
You know what you're missing there? You know what you're missing there, man? You're missing the big bit of straw coming out the side of your mouth.
See, it's this one. I like this one because it's more dramatic.
Well,
It's
I
cute.
thought you were in a relationship now, so it only matters if Jen thinks it's big enough.
Oh!
True.
It is. It is.
I know I'm finally going to grow a beard, too. I think I'm finally just going to stop shaving and grow a beard. See what happens.
Yeah. I need something to grab onto.
I'm just scared of showing my age, that's all.
The look on
And then I
Steve's
got-
face. Yeah, you're in a permanent state of disgust every time you're around Will and I, aren't you?
Oh, I got this, too, because I was raised by a Vietnam veteran, and in America, we glorify war. I got
Yeah,
that.
see, I just consider this encouraging. It's just one more cute couple that's hooked up for having YouTube channels, so it means there's no chance for me to find somebody.
Oh, purple is always hope.
There's always hope.
always
Purple.
hope. If you're breathing, there's always hope.
I'm really annoyed at the moment
No
because
hope at all.
I put a lot of effort into buying alcohol for this stream because I thought it was going to be sexy. And what happens? I turn up, upside down Jen and the Riemann are doing the kissy kissy stuff. You've got a scientist, what the fuck? And
Are you kidding me? I brought
Yes!
notes.
I love
I
that.
have,
And it's the wrong way around, Matt. Your writing's the wrong way.
are you kidding me? Phil? I came with notes.
That's it.
Quasars are extremely bright light objects powered by gas
Scientists.
falling onto supermassive black holes, and they're part of the most luminous things in the universe.
Well, maybe I can beat you.
Anthropic cascade failure. No, we've already covered that one. We'll go over here. No one cares about averted vision.
Well, I mean,
No one cares about flat universe. You guys care about a flat universe?
I have heard of that one.
That's why I brought my notes out. Somebody would find awesome. Ooh. Ooh.
oh,
These are from a few years ago, these ones.
cool. Well, I mean, we were talking the science of Santa,
This was my
The other
terrible
way.
writing.
Matt, weren't we? No, so, were you on that stream when we were talking the science of Santa? No, you weren't. You missed that. That
No,
was
I
with,
wasn't.
that was with Chad and Conspiracy Cats. I was
That sounds
Oh,
quite
yeah.
fun.
And were you on Sam for that?
No, I was asleep through the whole thing.
It
I
was
woke
a
up-
lot of
I woke
fun. But I was thinking that there's another aspect to the science of at least a Christian Christmas that we could talk about, and that is Mary's virgin birth, because that this is something that shouldn't be scientifically possible. I mean, there are definitely species through parthenogenesis that can have virgin births, but generally their offsprings are clones or mixed genetics.
So in our great ape species, has it ever happened in observable
No.
in an observable environment?
Okay. Like our great ape species.
Having grown up in a predominantly Jewish community, I understand exactly how the story of Jesus' birth happened. Joseph and Mary were a couple of young kids. They got excited. Things got out of hand. They went back to Joseph's mother, and she says, "What? She's pregnant? You're not even married yet." Okay, this is what we're going to tell the aunts, so nobody can disparage the family name. And the story just got out of hand from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought it was a mistranslation in the first place.
It is.
I thought
It probably is. The word within context would more commonly have been young
maid.
girl.
Yeah.
I like. Was it the?
Yeah,
I like
it
the
probably
Family
should have
Guy
said
one.
maiden rather than virgin.
Yeah.
I like the Family Guy version where it's a version. Whoops. Where
I don't think anyone in Family Guy's a virgin, even the baby.
No, not the way he talks. But I like the version where they're doing that story and Lois is telling Peter that I'm pregnant, but I'm a virgin, and then everybody else is making lewd comments as they walk past. Oh look, Lady Redbush. They quite strongly imply that.
See, what I find really funny is that were we to assume it were a virgin birth, and it somehow happened, and we presume that Yahweh does not have genetics, then the only chromosomes that Jesus could have had are XX. Therefore, trans Jesus?
Trans man.
There you go.
But if you could say God could force parthenogenesis in apes, and you have to insist that Jesus was male, there is the option that maybe Mary was intersexed.
I guess. This is true.
Crimea.
Or Mary was a trans woman, so the mother of Jesus was a trans woman. There was parthenogenesis. There was sudden splitting.
That
That
would have been a very impressive transition, especially for the time.
It would have. Yes, it would have. Or there was something to do with temperature gestation changes, like you can have in
Fish.
reptiles and fish, and perhaps Jesus was a lizard person.
Stu, are you taking note?
So Christianity is the
And
But
Jen,
Jesus
I was
was
just
the
gonna say-
lizard person.
Hashtag not all Saurians.
reptilians. Yeah. So
but
So
Jen, watch
Christianity is the
Illuminati.
product of our reptilian overlords. So how's that?
Jen,
Well, the
careful,
thing is-
careful. We don't want them to hear us.
The thing is that because
That's true.
clearly
I have to talk later.
clearly the reptiles are just the Jews, and Jesus was a Jew, so
He was a Jew.
This is going into bad places. Okay.
I got dispatched too to completely change the subject. Ooh.
Slayer.
Oh,
But I'm putting it on this to add to the mosaic of this one.
That's so cool.
It's busy. This one's busy. It
I
gets
love
me
the
stared at.
skull
When
with the see no evil.
it's a combination of quite a few things. I'm a big fan of recycling and reusing.
oh, why not? We need it.
Big fan. I try to lead by example.
So what about the let's talk about the nativity then. Just Just because as atheists we can do that and we can take the piss out of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, let's start with the voyage itself.
This is what
They leave Nazareth to go to Bethlehem for a census,
Oh, Jen,
which probably
by the
didn't
way,
happen.
Jen, the actual year this is meant to have happened, there's a problem.
Actually, I got no cover.
Oh, you're noisy.
It's you. I was wondering.
Yeah.
You know
the
what?
packet.
I hate Jen and Will because when I was
I seem to remember somebody muted me yesterday. I see.
history,
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
and people got mad at me whenever I played with Sammy's son with the crinkly tuba poking. Because they said it made too much noise on my mic.
I feel slightly dirty because Science Guy is here, but I was a good boy when Will and Jen got the huge bags of popcorn out. I kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, but they didn't crinkle the bags.
You have a great microphone. You
Yeah,
actually have a
Really
quality.
have a good microphone.
You actually have a quality microphone here. Because that
Yeah,
is
and it's all because of his huge furry muff.
Oh,
That is what she said.
full minge.
I thought that was the point of that comment. I don't know how good mine.
You were saying, Matt, about the census.
Okay, it can't have occurred when they said it occurred because this whole start of the story has a problem where they had to have been time travelers, which, as we've already established, can't happen because because two of the things it says can't have happened at the same time. So, Herod being alive,
Yep.
and who was the governor of Syria? Cyrenius, something like that.
Yeah.
But whoever the Bible says the governor of Syria was appointed 10 years after Herod died.
And am I wrong? But Pontius Pilate wasn't in Jerusalem when all this was going on because the
Probably
Romans kept
not.
record. There's something I heard on an obscure
The records kept
documentary.
very good.
Exactly on their own
records of
people.
Pontius. The Romans had very good records of Pontius Pilate, but I think they have a record of somebody asking what the Romans ever did for them.
And also, Roman censuses were just like our censuses. They did their census in the place where you lived at the time. You didn't go back to the place of your birth.
Also, this is what my dad points out, because my dad's side of the family is Lebanese, so they're Middle Eastern. They know what it's like in that area. There is no way, and he thinks the biggest problem with the story is that they went back to their hometown and nobody accommodated them. If you ever know a group of wogs, that never happens.
Yeah.
You cannot go
I've
back
always
anywhere.
thought Element was very suspicious.
If your family, no matter how distantly related, they could have never met you before, they will let you into your house and they will feed you until you burst. You're being looked after.
That actually happened to me in Savannah, Georgia. So that's true even to this very day.
Yeah, in any small community,
So
even to
whilst
this
you are
day,
being
that
noisy
will
with
happen.
your munching, I'm going to drop you down and bring Jenny in so that she's actually at least appeared in the stream because I'm going to want to bust her records. So you don't want to be abused by her anyway.
Stand by for the snoring.
Stand by for this. Oh!
I'm deeply hurt now. You know,
Although
little-
still, if you do come back, I did get a whiskey for Christmas, so maybe I'll have a sip with you.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh.
Merry Christmas. Happy
She's
Christmas.
muted.
All that stuff. You stole my girlfriend? I did. I'm sorry. And he,
Hi,
and he
Jen.
can't.
How are you doing?
Okay. This sounds. There we go. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Did you get a good sleep?
Yeah, sorta.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, that's how I feel. 3 hours of sleep and
It looked amazing. you looked like you were fast asleep.
They're always so cute when they're asleep.
Exactly.
Oh!
I haven't been cute since the day before I was born.
Oh, you were adorable.
No.
You were sleeping right now. I told Jen when she woke up, I said they took good care of you. They had you right in the middle. They protected you like a good pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were adorable. I just wanted to stuff a teddy bear under your arm.
Aww.
Aw.
That is cute. Ah,
I don't
Jen's
do
got her
teddy
light on.
bears.
I had a 5-foot teddy bear, and I had to kick it out of the bed because I got too used to it being around.
So,
What did
so
she
where
say?
did we get to with our story of the nativity? Oh, they got to Bethlehem. They went to all the inns because for some reason their family were assholes. And even and the inn owners
Yeah.
were all assholes. They didn't have enough rooms, so they go, "Oh, you can sleep in our shed."
Yeah, Joseph would have had to be some kind of social pariah for that to have happened.
He really would.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, I never thought about that. Almost a doctor. That's a good point. Because when I come back, I live in my hometown, and I can't go anywhere without seeing somebody I know. And getting in a 30-minute conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and
that's what happened to me when I was in that small town up in Michigan. It's like I hadn't been there since I had been a teenager, so 35, 40 years. But it's still like everybody there was like, oh, you're such and such's brother, or you're his cousin, or you're her youngest.
yeah, in the Middle East,
and it's
everyone
like,
in
I
your
had
village
no
is
idea
related.
who these people were, but just because the family connection.
It still
Yeah,
happens to
and
me.
aside from that, who
Well-
sends a pregnant woman to sleep in a barn with the fucking animals? I mean, what
Nobody.
kind of animal are they?
Nobody.
I mean, I have offers from family members to stay in their house in the village where my dad comes from, and I have never been to Lebanon.
Exactly.
Maybe. Joseph was a carpenter, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he built the local apartment building that collapsed and killed a dozen families.
Well, you get shunned. Where I'm from, you get shunned if you do that.
Yeah, but
Worse than that, actually, it had been codified in Egyptian laws well before that if someone built a house and it collapsed and killed the owner, the builder would be slain.
Wow.
That's kind of rough.
Oh, also, while you bring up the Egyptians, this is what I love about the Exodus story. When historians reckon that the story was meant to have happened,
Yeah.
Egypt, the Empire of Egypt, owned Jordan, Israel, and Lebanon. So the Jews escaped Egypt to move into a different part of Egypt.
Egypt.
And it took them 40 years to go how far?
A walk up the coast, it should take no more than a couple of days.
It was
And they
because
were
all their
being
relatives
led
were there
by
along the
God.
way. All their relatives kept feeding them. They kept going into food comas.
Oh, with the magic fruit in the sky.
I mean, in all honesty, if God was your GPS, you'd be buying a new fucking GPS, wouldn't you?
And I still want to know what the magic manna from heaven was.
I've been working on a script for 10 reasons Google is better than God. And that is one of them, is that Google Maps will cut up to 40 years off your trek through the desert.
Boy, you guys are really harsh.
Yeah, we are.
God.
Hey, it's a nativity story. You got to get it right.
One of my favourite ones, I think, for a nativity idea was Dara O'Brien when he suggested, it's like, why can't we do other stories? Wouldn't you love to see Die Hard as a children's nativity?
That would be fun putting that together. That would be a great time putting that together.
Mr.
Little
Kiddo, he's got it. Joseph should have booked the room in advance. Everyone knows it's hard to find accommodations at Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. They knew, they would have known well and truly in advance about this census. It's not like the Romans suddenly woke up, it's not like the Roman emperor woke up one morning and go, let's have a fucking census. Go on, you assholes, we'll get to your towns of birth. Ha ha ha, this is funny as well. No, the Romans have had lots of planning about these things.
I was about to say,
very organised.
Jen, I think we have to go from what Godless Scummer was saying in the chat earlier.
Yeah.
But the problem was Pontius Pilate was away at the time, visiting his great friend in Rome, Biggest Dickus.
Yeah,
Well, another big problem with the whole nativity scene is you've got the baby Jesus lying in the manger, and you've got the three magi there, the three kings or whatever.
yeah.
But depending on which interpretation you go by, it took the magi between 1 and 3 years to arrive there.
Yeah.
So the baby Jesus would have at least been a toddler at that point, and I can't believe they would still be living in the same barn he was born in.
I
your
think
hometown.
I think that's meant to be apparent when you read it. It's just people haven't read the book and they try and do the nativity.
We've seen his star in the
See,
east.
in the,
And they went west.
weirdly, in like the nativity I was always taught growing up, we did this weird thing where it was like the shepherds visited Jesus in the barn, and then 3 years later, the Magi went and had somehow tracked them to the house where they were living.
Oh wow, that's a lot of retconning.
Yeah, it is. But I like the fact that they followed the star. Day and night they followed this star. An impressive star for 3 years. I can't...
Jen, would a supernova be a local supernova might be bright enough to see during the day?
Not for 3 years, though.
True, they don't last
Maybe-
3 years.
They don't
Maybe it was
last
a
3
comet.
years.
Well,
and
it might
comets
have-
don't last for 3 years either.
So
Maybe that's why it took them
I'll
3
pull
years,
out
because it
again.
only lasted a bit, and then they didn't get there in time.
So in my Haley's Comet book, they claim that they were following Haley's Comet.
Okay,
Yep,
but even
I've
if
heard
they
that.
followed Halley's Comet
But,
and they
you know,
only
it's
and they only moved for a few months, it
And
also
that-
says
and that-
that
and that
stops
particular
over
year-
over the manger. The star stops over the.
Okay, what's
Well, but
Jenny?
Haley's was particularly slow that year, and so it had a chance to stop.
It has a chance.
It was part of the grand design.
So
Well,
they can hop on.
It needed to get have a refueling.
what actually makes the most sense of all this
I think
is
the
that the
life of
star they
Brian.
were following, the star they were following was actually an alien spaceship,
Yes, life of Brian.
and Jesus was an alien hybrid, genetically engineered, and that's why he could be born of a virgin.
We already got that. We already got that when we were talking about our reptilian
Yeah, but I
overlords.
mean-
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But literally, having aliens come down is the most logical explanation for this story.
So it makes sense in that case that God is an alien.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're back to Ancient Aliens. Do you know Ancient Aliens really ticks me off? Because they just want to say that brown people couldn't have figured out how to build all that stuff. That's really what Ancient Aliens is about.
Yeah, I mean it's not always that, but it is primarily that.
So you realize
How
the
did they build
conspiracy
this?
theorists who make up stories like ancient aliens. The point is that they're not smart enough to figure out how people could have built stuff like that. They're not smart enough to build stuff like that now.
People weren't.
Yeah,
distracted back
the other
then.
the other thing that gets me with that, I love my history, but when they were like, well, they couldn't have built it, it's too sophisticated. How would they have figured it out? And it's like, have you seen all of the times they got it wrong? Because those
Exactly.
examples are still there. I mean, they collapsed so many pyramids before they got it right.
And
It's like, look at this.
Yeah, I mean the
look,
fact that the
in
pyramids
Egypt,
is
they couldn't have-
we've got
couldn't
all
have
the
done
different
it.
stages there of them developing how they were going to build the pyramids, all the different styles that they.
they lost a pyramid. There was one pyramid they were building for Pharaoh. There was a giant sandstorm, and they lost the pyramid.
Awesome. I bet somebody got beat up for that one.
Oh, yeah. There was also one pharaoh who ended up with 3 separate pyramids because the first one they built too steep and it collapsed. They started the second one, it was still too steep, so they got halfway up, realized it was going to collapse, changed the angle to the bent pyramid of I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Goza. And then the third time they got it correct. So he lived long enough that he kept saying, no, not good enough. You can't have it bent. You got to get another one.
The
And they
first one we
eventually
built
got
it up and
angle.
it fell down. The second one we built it up and it almost fell down. But the third one, it's the strongest pyramid in these plains.
Well, it's just
And
going to go
stayed
there.
up.
And then 1,000 years later, there's some guy with a bad haircut saying, "Oh, we don't know how this was built."
Yeah.
Insulting.
My
Insulting.
siblings loved watching that. It was just a joke.
He doesn't have a bad haircut. It's trendy.
You know, pot's legal here, and I still can't watch that stuff.
And you forget the father there going, "One day, son, all this will be yours." And he goes, "What? The curtains?"
Now, see, I don't see how building the pyramids looked so difficult to them when they had the dinosaurs to lift up the heavy blocks.
And weren't the pyramids
Like the
built after the
Flintstones?
flood, though?
Well, you know, just like in the Flintstones, that they're using the brontosaurus as a crane.
No, that was a shovel. It's a power shovel.
Oh,
been
they
a
used
while
it for
since I've watched-
everything, let's face it.
Is
See,
this back in the
here's
day?
something I don't get about the Flintstones. They build these rock cars and they power them with their own feet, and yet they use dinosaurs for everything else. Why don't they have carriages pulled by dinosaurs? That makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Or you could be lazy and just say the aliens did it.
Well,
Because they
they
had
did
bad
have the
writers.
Great Gazoo.
The real answer is almost certainly comedic effects, but still.
It's just one of those things, you know. If we don't manage to obliterate ourselves, they're not going to know how we did half of this stuff we're doing right now, or they're just lying, making up like they do about Rome.
Microraptor was just saying that in the side chat, that there was a Swedish queen who died, and apparently there was a solar eclipse. Actually, the eclipse was a couple of weeks or months later, but when you're making up a myth, that's close enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it fits the narrative, tell it to enough people don't believe the lie.
Republican politics.
Which goes back to my, we've literally seen all this done before. It still shocks me when people are that dumb.
Ox says the first 2 pyramids were bought at IKEA.
Well, there you go.
Oh, so that was probably
Some
they didn't read the instructions.
assembly required.
Yeah, that was what it took them 20 years to put it together. They couldn't
Yeah.
find the instructions.
And there's always bits either missing or left over.
Well, one
I'm
guy
so
decided to figure out what
I'm
was
so
inside
glad
the
you said
pyramid.
that.
Well, one guy tried to figure out what was inside the pyramid. He blew a hole with dynamite in the side of it.
Well, that was a good idea.
That's
With anything self-assembled, nothing makes me more nervous than missing pieces.
Sloth
me,
Girl,
Pieces.
Sloth Girl has kept leftover bits of hardware from some furniture that her ex assembled so that she can still show that she has his nuts in her purse.
Oh!
Man, I gotta get a hi hat in here. I'm gonna get
Okay,
a
so
drum set in here.
So what about the shepherds? But then
They wouldn't. Well, that's why it can't be in December. They wouldn't have been out in the winter tending their flocks. It was far too cold.
Yeah.
That
Well,
region.
also out on the hills, and isn't it flat in Bethlehem?
Well, if it was in Bethlehem, I'm not sure about the geology, but I thought the idea was that they came down. They came to Bethlehem.
Came to
They were told to.
And
The
where
angels appeared.
where is Bethlehem exactly? Where is it?
south of
Because after World War II, this
pretty sure that where they say, because I know there's currently meant to be some church built on top of the exact place Jesus was born, but when the archaeologists came in and did analysis of the surrounding town and the wells and everything, they dated the town to the medieval period.
Okay. Because I heard
So
I mean,
I don't think they
historical
have an
Bethlehem
actual-
doesn't exist anymore, does it?
exactly. I was told it was completely made up. Like they just came to a plot of land and were like, okay, this is going to be Bethlehem.
Yeah, they haven't found where it is as far as I know.
I mean, historically they think it did exist, but yeah, where they say it is now isn't where it was.
And
When you go on the
thing,
tour, when you go to
Well-
Israel, you go on a tour, they take you to a place and they say, hey, this is Bethlehem. It's not.
Well,
thing
if
is
they
in-
find a manger with a little baby thing in it, they're going to know that's Bethlehem.
Well, there you go.
Well, they shouldn't have the baby in it anymore. The baby grew up and was nailed to a tree, so...
but
No,
the other
the
thing
baby
too
went on
is,
to star in The Mandalorian.
but if you go north from, but if you head north, then you get to the Lebanese mountains. So there are. I'm not sure about the other countries surrounding, but there would definitely be mountainous regions around. But since I can, I've got family that I've seen video calls with. In winter, which December would be, the mountains in Lebanon get a lot of snow. You would not be out with a flock. Like overnight, where my dad, the village where my dad's family is from, they can get 2 to 3 meters of snow.
Oh, wow.
Like they get snowed in a couple of hours. So, yeah, that's why it was probably June, July would have been a better time to be out in the mountains around there. I think there's some weather patterns that bring the cold in down south that time of year.
Wasn't it kind of March, April when... I don't remember who did it, but some people tried to date when his actual birthday would have been rather than the celebration of it.
It's more likely.
And one thing I'm total American here, but didn't they usurp Mithra's birthday? Or am I misquoting? So basically, Jesus' birthday is arbitrary as well.
Yeah, I think it was because most of the pagans celebrated the winter solstice, so it was just easy to keep the date.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So the Romans had the festival of Saturn at that time, although Saturn had the same personality as lead poisoning.
There was Saturnalia, Postidia. I know what some of the Native American ones were around that time as well, and then there was Yule, and there was just all sorts.
Yeah.
It was Abrahamic Lincoln's birthday.
Was he fighting vampires?
It's Isaac Newton's birthday too, isn't it? The 25th. That's a much better thing to celebrate. Although I suppose if you're going to celebrate Isaac Newton's birthday, you have to do a whole heap of really weird shit because, I mean, aside from Principe Mathika,
I'm not sticking rods in my eye.
Nah.
Yeah.
I am not going to celebrate the birthday of somebody
Newton
who's
was
giving
into
my brain
some
so
weird
much
shit.
pain learning mathematics.
Yeah, Isaac Newton got these metal rods, the bodkin, and he shoved them under his eyeball and pushed up to see what effects it would have on his vision. And then he also went into a dark room and then stared at the sun and sent himself blind for a few days.
Kinky.
Yeah.
Wow.
But only like 10% of his writings were on science.
I mean, he was drugged out an awful lot too.
Yeah, a lot of famous people in history or infamous were really drugged out. Humphrey Davy. Humphrey Davy was a nitrous oxide addict because he was the guy who invented doing nitrous oxide.
Well, you got to try it
That's a
out.
great claim to fame, isn't it?
You got to make sure it works, you know.
But that's what that was actually how he got famous in the science world of his day. He used to do a demonstration where he would do a chemical reaction and inhale the gas. Everybody else at the time said, no, the gas is toxic, but he did it and said, look, I'm alive. And then it became like a cure, or one of the weird things if you look back at like the old drawings. Was it a cure for, was it unhappy housewives? And they're just cartoons of men holding them down holding bags of the nitrous oxide to their face.
Just getting wasted. Wow.
And it's just like,
Wow.
But the things we used to do before we realised they were wrong. I mean, like the Romans used to use lead as an artificial sweetener.
yep,
Yeah,
the
I mean,
lead acetate.
Yep.
Cut your life in half.
I mean, it wasn't, relatively speaking, that long ago that like prostitutes would use belladonna in their eyes.
True.
Oh, the nightshade.
Yeah.
Yeah, to give them the puppy dog look.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a deadly poison. That's what they use still in the optometrists when they put the drops in for your blurry vision. It's the same chemical. It's just
Well, belladonna is
Let's
used in
face
a
it,
lot of
we still use
preparations.
deadly poisons for beauty. Botox.
Yep.
Botulinum toxin is the most deadly non-protein based chemical known to man.
Okay,
And,
so where
and
I'm
people
from,
inject it under their skin to get rid of wrinkles.
where I'm from,
Specific-
every other person has Botox lips or their eye. You know, it's very common here where I live. Very common.
It's like
Not where we are. And you said you were
It's like-
LA, weren't you?
Yeah,
humanity has a death wish.
it's not rare at
Yeah.
all. It's not rare at all to see someone with their lips out to here or at all.
Yeah, just and the
mean-
thing is, it's like, oh, I don't want a vaccine because it's going to kill me. I'm like, do you know what else you do to yourself?
You know, now that I think about it, most Americans
I-
shouldn't be scared of the vaccine. If you've ever seen or look at our food, look at the sugar or sodium content in our food. No
I
one should
find
be scared
it
of a
really like funny that like all of this stuff I hear commonly expressed with the phrase "humans are space orcs."
We're trash monkeys. What do? We produce trash, and we're great apes.
Yeah.
So I call us trash monkeys.
I disagree with the great apes because we're not very good at doing that.
Okay, then we're just trash monkeys.
we're just apes. We're not great. There's nothing special about us at
So
all.
we're mediocre apes.
Grapes, yeah, we're grapes, yeah.
Do you think bonobos or us are better at sex?
Oh, but
I don't know. I haven't had sex with one.
Really? How do you know?
They don't have to wear pants. They don't have
They're
to
not
wear pants.
mental. I thought they were like an entirely bisexual species. They
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 are.
also don't have traditional gender roles within their species because a lot of apes will split in between what the male and female apes do, and bonobos don't. They will do. They will
Okay,
do
so
what
hold
they
on.
want
I'm
to
gonna lean in
Right.
for a second.
You-
I'm
you
gonna
were-
lean in. So bonobos are completely bisexual or what?
I
Yeah,
found that somewhere,
pretty
but
much.
I'm a physicist, not a biologist.
Okay, we're back to the
And they're-
starship. Damn it, Sewing. I'm a physicist, not a scientist.
You were
And they
talking
don't
about
just. I mean, a lot of apes will use a lot of apes. If you see homosexual sexual acts within them, it's a statement of power. But bonobos appear to do all their sexual acts for fun. They are like us. They have sex because they like sex, and sex is almost a form of communication for them.
Okay, so
so
bonobos
you-
are bi and apes are just having jail sex with each other?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just trying to break it down into American English.
You
Sorry.
were talking about the housewives and the bags of nitrous oxide. And Linda typed in the side chat, I'm on bag 5 of 6. I'm sure it's not connected, but
Oh,
it
well
goes
done,
well
Linda.
together.
Just keep your oxygen level up so you don't pass out. You'll be fine.
I'm gonna keep an eye on you now.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
think
Jeff's
of
right.
other famous
Bonobos
people
often
that-
the female is the alpha of the group, not a male. So
Yes, they're the
Um,
matriarchal society.
yeah, but it's not always that way, and roles can change quite dramatically within bonobo communities. So
Yeah,
It-
and
it-
then there's the fact that the even within a lot of primate kind of structures, if memory serves, there isn't necessarily an alpha as we tend to think of it in society.
yeah, but bonobos have a really interesting social structure. They are amazing. We should be more like bonobos and just communicate through sex all the time.
Not wearing pants and hanging out in trees? Sign me up.
See, I feel
I
feel
try
like
to
they're
as
just
much as I can.
they're just the ape version of cats. Like as much as humans are just cats, they just are.
Yeah, because cats are dicks and humans are as well. So.
Yeah, we're definitely dicks. For an intelligent species, we are dumb as fuck.
Okay, well, we have gone for just about an hour here, so we should probably rotate some people out, get some other people in here.
Yeah, we've got
I'm happy
Jenysis
to
sitting
duck
in the
out,
background waiting
yeah,
to come in.
I'll drop out for a while here.
Alright. No,
do you have several people wanting to come in?
I do not,
Oh.
Sam. You can hang around for a bit, but if somebody hops in the background, I will rotate out. I'm keeping Matt in though because, like me, he's Australian, and this is Matt's only thing. So I'm only rotating.
So you're almost a doctor, but you're not a real doctor, right?
He's not yet. He's not. He's still smarter than the rest of us put together, probably.
Oh, I wouldn't go there.
How's it going?
Hey, Jen.
Hello.
How are you?
Not bad. I just woke up, not gonna lie. It's like 5:59. I'm so glad I woke up in time though for when I go live in 2 hours. Otherwise I would have felt like a whack ass.
Well, we'll try it. We'll try and wake you up here. We've been having fun talking about.
I got my not sponsored Bang energy drink, Miami Cola.
Hopefully that'll wake you up.
We've been discussing a lot about, I guess,
Monkeys
animal-
having sex.
like, yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to
creatures
that.
and sex. So you know,
We
my
just
God.
needed to get it off of religion.
Hold on. I have
I
alarms
know, every
set.
time you bring up religion, I'm going to start flashing my coat.
I
No, man.
find, oh, I
You keep
don't.
talking about religion, and I'm going to stand up in front of the camera and show you I'm naked and you're down.
Oh no.
Yes, I will.
You're gonna make it the Jenny Minge special, are you, Jen?
If I have to.
If you have to.
I have not. I do not have the source for this still, so I cannot check myself on this.
Yes, Jeff.
But I
I
seem
posted
to-
the link in the Christmas group. If you wanna, if you're not in there, I will send you a personal link, Jeff. So.
I don't have the link, so I can't check myself on this. But I seem to remember something about when, like, I think it might have been Capuchins were given, like, tokens to use to buy snacks.
Horrible things, Capuchin monkeys.
They started using it as money and trading it for like sex and stuff besides just snacks. They traded
Yeah,
for snacks.
I've
and
heard that
then-
too. It was the first recorded case of prostitution in a non-human animal. They ended up paying for sex.
No
Really?
shit.
Yeah, the oldest job,
Ah,
the oldest job being prostitution apparently.
Alright, Sam,
Wait,
I have
I love
hopscotch in
science.
the background, in the back, so I might drop you down in a minute, Sam. But finish your point.
Yeah, that was kind of it. That like prostitution is one of the oldest, if not the oldest, professions, and everyone seems to pull their face at it in modern society, and it's just comical to me.
You know, based on the story you just told, though, it sounds like maybe being a waiter or a waitress was the oldest religion or oldest occupation. Something like that
Well,
came first.
Maybe though the humans sort of injected that in.
Alright. I'm going to drop you down for a bit, Sam. And
No worries.
I'll bring Hopswatch in.
Bye bye, Sammy.
Hi, Hops.
Hey, cheers.
Hey, how you doing?
Merry Christmas
Oh,
to you,
fine.
Hops.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Jeff in the
Christmas.
back as well.
I did have a tea, I'd choose you, but I've drunk it, unfortunately.
I've actually been meaning to finish this coat for like a year. So I'm
So
actually.
you're going to do it on a live stream?
Why not? Why not?
It's an awesome
It was
coat.
one of his
So,
plans.
is there anything? Any what do you call it? Any patches from other bands than Slayer on that one, or is it a
This
dedicated Slayer coat?
I haven't decided yet because I want to say like a month or two ago, I was wearing a Cannibal Corpse T-shirt, and a kid asked me what's Cannibal Corpse, and it made me feel old. So I got a Cannibal Corpse patch, so I might put it on here. But this
Okay.
it threw me off that someone didn't know a band I grew up with.
Could I ask you a
That's
question?
sad. That's really sad.
It
Will-
made me. Oh,
Will you
yeah.
can I ask a question? What's a cannibal corpse?
Ugh.
Cannibal.
If we were on a different stream, I would pull out all the albums I have.
Oh,
Oh,
Jenny,
they
Jenny,
make
are you
records.
telling? So, if you don't know Cannibal Corpse,
Never
you
heard of
wouldn't know Napalm Death neither. Is that the next thing you're going to tell me?
Oh, I can hear Napalm Death in my head
Well,
right
I'm familiar with napalm from Vietnam, but
It's like the coolest band in the world. It's my second.
now. I grew up.
Most
no,
favorite band
that would have
of
been
all
the
time.
Beatles.
I grew up really repressed Catholic, and when I was a kid, my cousin took me to a Slayer show, and it was the first time I saw someone get punched in the face. And I was like, "This is the greatest thing." I was 12 years old. It was intense to see a Slayer pit, and it was an experience. And so Slayer has since that day has been my favorite band.
I could imagine.
And I've been to a lot of shows, and I think because of that experience, Slayer has always stuck with me. It's one of those things.
I've seen them 2 or 3 times, and they were. I guess they are kind of dissolved now.
Yeah, they retired last year.
Yeah, they retired. Those were absolutely awesome shows. I mean, just the pressure of the sound and
Their pits
wow.
were called the pits of hell.
And this explains the difference in the generational differences here. I come from a generation where we listened to great music and we got stoned and had sex, and you listen to what you think is great music and you beat each other up.
We did all that and then beat each other. We got stoned and had sex in the parking lot and then went and beat each other up.
See, personally, my first concert was Marilyn Manson, Slipknot, and of Mice and Men.
Heck
And there were just people doing drugs everywhere. There was some guy throwing Four Locos just like
Oh wow.
everywhere, and there was like the smell of weed constantly. It was fucking awesome. I'm sorry. Are we allowed to curse?
We are. Yeah,
Okay, it was
I
fucking
should
awesome.
have paid for extra thing to bring more people in.
Yeah, I've never used StreamYards, and I'm setting up my stream now because I was going to use OBS, but then I realized how the fuck am I going to get people into the stream in order to play Among Us? So it's like,
Yeah, it does limit us a little bit. I should have paid for it so that we could grab extra people. But I actually do have a way to bring extra people in, but only with audio. Because there is a way to link Discord to StreamYard so that you can actually bring in extra people as audio.
You used that trick on my channel once. That was awesome.
Yes, it is a good way to do extra people. So, because I've got Jeff Jeff and Sam still sitting in the back. I'm actually really tempted to see if I can.
Hopscotch, something that I'm not saying I got offended, but in LA, they played Nirvana on the oldie station. I heard it and I was like, "That's not old." It just times have changed. It made me feel.
Yeah,
It's
time
like call-
you got
you
old.
I was like, "What?" I have a rule: if you can
Give me a
remember it, it's
second.
not an oldie. If
And
you
they
can
probably play, and they would play Melvins as a contemporary avant-garde band, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And back in the day, Nirvana warmed up for Melvins.
Oh wow.
So that means Tommy Dorsey is not old since I remember it.
There you go.
Don't even know who that is.
In LA, they have pictures of Frankie Valli everywhere. In LA, if you can remember it, they're their music still.
Yeah,
lives
I do.
Did you know that Courtney Love was once the lead singer of Faith No More?
What?
Yes, only for a short while.
I'm a
But she
huge
was.
Mike Patton. I'm a huge Mike Patton fan.
Yeah, but you are aware that he is the latest in a long row of lead singers in that band, and he's the last one.
Yeah.
He's the one who's been the shortest while with this band of all the people.
It's because I got into Mr. Bungle and Peeping Tom. Like he has a lot of bands.
Yeah, but and they're all awesome.
Tomahawk. That's a great band. What he does, is he'll put these bands together, make 1 or 2 albums, and then he disappears.
Yeah.
Okay, we're losing everybody with the metal.
I mean, Mr. Bungle, he with Chance, and they do another project. I mean, is Mr. Bungle coming out with a new album? I think they just did, or are just about to.
They're about to.
That's absolutely awesome. I look so much forward to that because that's his most awesome band in my view. But
California is one of my favorite albums.
Are you aware of the album Ore d'Amore?
Yes.
Where he sings, I mean, big band style, old tunes in Italian and Spanish.
Absolutely. His range
absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons I anytime he says he's in a band, I go and buy the albums. No questions asked. I go and buy it. Because it's always quality.
It is.
I have yet to be disappointed.
I am a huge fan of I would actually say he's the greatest rock and roll singer of all time in my view.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I will. I can still swap people around for this, but I will. I'm also going to send Sam and
But I made this patch a while ago.
Jeff.
Right.
Where are you, Sammy? There you go. If you wanna hop back in voice, I'm sending a Discord link. Stay in the background so that you can hear all of us. But hop in the Discord because I'll be grabbing your audios off Discord and you can still talk, even though I can't put your videos up. So if you want to hop in on Discord,
how do you
this one on there?
How do you share Discord through StreamYards? Do you just have to share your screen?
yeah. You well, no, you don't. No. What I'm doing at the moment, because it's Slack and easier, is I have sent Discord links out to Sam and that to my Discord group, and they can hop in the Discord, and then they can get in the voice chat. And because I'm picking up the audio from my PC and broadcasting it, everybody else will hear it. You guys won't, though. That could be a problem. But I can feed audio that comes out of my Discord into my voice chat, so you guys will hear them. It's going to take me a little bit of messing around to do, but I've done it before. As Hops knows, this is doable. So if anyone who's sitting in the back now wants to hop in voice, they can.
Why don't you just have William and I leave?
Sorry?
Why don't you just have William and I leave?
I was waiting for you to say that. I've been waiting for you. Joel called me racist at least 5 times today. I've been waiting for you to kick me out the entire stream.
His stream too, you know.
I didn't realize that. I'm sorry.
So I've sent Sam and Jeff links to my Discord. I actually think Jeff is already in my. He's already in my Discord. So if Jeff wants to hop in the back in audio chat, that way I don't have to kick anybody. I can rotate people around later. You just have to mute yourself if you're in Discord. But I need somebody actually to hop in so I can get the audio link working. Oh, we got Sam. Hey, Sam.
Hello. Lovely.
I have to say
it's not a live stream.
Alright, so I've got to figure out how to map this audio so that Sam, you guys can hear Sam, that's all.
And now for troubleshooting.
Alright, speak Sam and we'll see if they can hear you.
Testing. 1 2 1 2.
Can you guys hear Sam?
Nope.
No, you can't.
Was he the one doing the wolf sound?
Oh,
Yeah,
I know why
exactly.
you can't. Hang on. No, I know why you can't. What did I just do?
Anyway, the guy whom I went to the Napalm Death concert with, he's got this absolutely awesome West where he has patches of all the bands that I've seen live. I think there's about 100 patches. So,
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I have a lot of obscure patches, and I didn't realize how certain bands are only famous, like in Oregon, or they're only famous in certain places. Because I'll say, "Oh, this is the coolest patch ever," and people are like, "I've never heard of these people."
There are a lot of small metal bands around.
in a place like Portland, Oregon has a great scene for just any kind of genre that you're into. At least right now, it moves from era, from generation to generation. It moves different regions.
Right.
I used to go to a lot of punk shows in LA, but people don't care anymore. so there's just not the love that it used to be. So, almost a doctor. Do you go to a lot of punk shows in Sydney? How's the metal scene out there?
I'm the last person in the world you should ever talk to about music. I am a nerd through and through, in pretty much every sense of the word. Well, in that I even know it was coined by Dr. Seuss. But no, music's not one of my strong suits. It'd be a better question for one of my brothers. They're much better at that stuff than me. But I mean, at the moment, nothing's happening.
I'm not trying to get too metaphorical, but like metal takes you on a journey. It lifts you up and it takes you on a ride.
So does acid.
One thing I did in middle school, or was it middle school or high school? I wrote a research paper on the history of metal and how metal doesn't cause inherent violence or depression in people. And it's interesting because when I started my YouTube channel, I had to basically remake my research paper in response to Jonathan Cragen. And it was really fun doing all the research. Unfortunately, all my videos are private on YouTube now because I got sick of dealing with drama. But yeah, I know a lot about metal because
let's see if that's any better. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
We can hear you.
Can you hear Sam if he talks from back? Hey Sam.
Testing. 1 2 1 2.
Can you hear Sam?
Nope.
Nope.
I know that the chat can hear me because several of them commented.
Yes, they can
on
hear
being able to
you.
hear me.
They can hear you fine. It's just these guys can't hear you because I need to link the audio to the audio. I haven't done this for a while.
Fair enough. Well, hello, Jen, and hello, the chat.
I went a little insane on the biker patches this year. I got bored on Amazon and bought quite a few patches.
Let's see them.
Let's see if that works. Can they hear you now?
If you can name that band, we can hang out.
Testing. 1 2 1 2.
Misfits.
Exactly.
Did you hear him then? No, you didn't. Okay.
And I'll tell you one of the reasons I used to have this on a vest and I've lost the vest, but it shocks me that people don't. I grew up knowing about like the Doors, about all different genres, Led Zeppelin. I would look into all different kinds of music when I was younger, and it just shocks me that people they get stuck in one little niche, one little corner of what they think music is.
Right.
Music
I
was
like
never
to expand my
particularly.
horizon. I still listen. I know it's controversial, but I still listen to some hip hop because it was part of my culture growing up. As a kid, especially in the '90s. It was much more. It was more progressive in from 1989 to like 1992, before the LA scene took over.
All right.
It was much more uplifting yourself.
Try that, Sam.
Testing. 1 2 1 2.
I still remember
They
when
still can't hear you. What am I doing wrong?
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 broke through.
See, but they were speaking on things that were going on in their everyday life, and it was more like, hey, it was more of a correspondence. Like, hey, this is what's going on in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, I see people exploiting themselves on purpose, and that, I don't kink shame or judge, but it's just weird. I would never say, "Hey, my neighborhood's crappy. We all beat each other up. Look how cool I am," But that just makes me old.
Yeah, well, I guess it's okay. I recently still listen to a lot of metal. I mean, the other thing that I'm listening the most to at the moment is modern classic piano music, or relatively modern. So 20th century stuff. Bartok, Ravel, Scriabin, what's his name, Rachmaninoff.
Wow, I've been dancing in this garage listening to James Brown because I'm in love. I pulled out a lot. I've been listening to a lot of James Brown lately. A lot of like the 60s and 70s soul singer. I forgot how people used to play live instruments, no matter what genre the music was, and they really don't do that a lot nowadays.
Okay.
So you
Jenysis asks if you can put them inside again.
What? Oh, Jen's out, is she? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, my
Sorry about that.
Wi-Fi crashed. So
Sorry,
I
was trying
kicked.
to figure out what was happening with the audio.
That's all good.
Do you listen to Yuja Wang?
To who?
Yuja Wang,
I don't think so.
contemporary pianist.
Try talking again, Sam. See if I got it right.
No, I don't. I'm afraid I don't know any good contemporary stuff.
I'll send you a link with one of the cuts that I love a lot.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'm always looking for new music. Always.
Oh, my hair's tangled.
Oh, hang on. I know what I'm doing.
Okay, so where are my notes? Where are my notes?
Speak, Sam. I just need to see which virtual input you're on. Okay, you're that one. So if I put you to there and to there, that might work. Try again. Did you hear him?
Yeah, sure.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
I prefer saying it to them.
Yeah, I'm only trying to join the wrong bits together to make that audio work. That's just embarrassing. That is. So if Jeff wants to hop in as well, I'm sorry, Jeff. I got really sidetracked trying to organize that. If anyone else wants to hop in through Discord as voice only, I will send you a Discord link. Just request it in the chat, and I will share a link, and we can have extra people in voice.
Cool.
Awesome. Let's
just send me a
see.
question.
So I have this patch says nipples make me smile to keep it extra classy.
How did you guys not hear Sam? So hang on, is the video now saying they can't hear Sam after I did that?
I can't
That'd be
hear him
really
anymore.
annoying.
If he said any more, I have only heard him say that 1-2 testing.
God damn it! They can't hear
Ooh,
Sam now.
hopscotch. This one is right up your alley. Therapy is expensive, beer is cheap.
Wonderful. I want one of those. Well, not really. I always say that people should drink responsibly. So, but
absolutely. Ooh, this might start fights if I put this on my. Ooh, I shouldn't do that. I'm too old for that patch. Oh, crazy bastard! This is great for the grocery store. Absolutely great for the grocery store. Where I live, people are a little uptight. Don't bro me if you don't know me. Yikes. I got really bored this year on Amazon being stuck in the house. I got really bored.
I tried to avoid buying from Amazon.
Did you have any success? Avoid. I have asthma, so this year I was not going to chance it by going outside and going shopping around, especially here in people in America who do not understand what a virus is. Matt, how do you feel about people not wearing masks and washing their hands?
Well, the thing is, here we don't have too much coronavirus because
we have too much here.
Yeah, our government actually realized that viruses are real.
Oh, you have grown-ups in charge, or people who
As it
pretend
turns
to be...
All
out,
right, I think that's wrong. I
we
think I've got two
somehow
audios.
did.
Bruh, I live in.
Actual responsible adults in charge of a country.
I forgot what that was like.
You want to
See,
talk
Sam,
about?
We did have one advantage at the beginning, though, and that's that normally we get a lot of international travel in our summer, which is when this all started. Except we kind of had a small problem where just a tiny bit of my state and the one south of us, Victoria, burnt completely to the ground. So the amount of smoke from all the fires stopped a lot of people coming in. And it was also summer, so we had a bit of a delay. And then by the time it all happened, at least the half grown-ups in our politics were able to actually do a fair job of
Can I be
quarantining
annoying
anyone
and ask
coming
you
in.
to speak, Sam?
Testing. 1 2 1 2.
Yes.
Can humans
I
hear me
can
now?
hear
Yes, they can.
I think I even heard him just a couple of minutes ago. You did say something, didn't you, Sam?
Yeah.
I think
Yes,
it was
it's just that
your
the
voice.
chat could not then hear me.
Okay.
We had fires here as well, and it was unreal. It got so bad this year that it blacked out the sky.
So
I have
Sorry,
photos on my phone where the sky is just
Are you
orange.
still there, actually,
Yeah.
Jenny? As in Morgan?
Yeah.
You are. Okay, you just turn your video off. That's okay.
Anyway, always a doctor. How are the fires doing this year? Because
Not as bad because there's not much left to burn. We lost an area in between New South Wales and Victoria. So if you're looking at a map of Australia to the southeast
Yeah.
corner,
I know,
we
but-
lost an area
if you click
equivalent
into
to the size of all the
general
lowland country. So
Sorry, Matt.
Netherlands, Denmark.
Jeff's
Belgium.
in the background. Jeff, if you click into
Okay.
the general chat group in Discord, you'll be able to join the chat.
Because I remember those fires. I actually remember Atheist Pastor's stream from last year, and as far as I remember, you could actually, the light in his apartment was kind of reddish simply from the sky.
I'll see if I can track a photo and send it to.
I was about to
Jen.
say, I have a couple pictures. It's unreal.
Yeah, I have as well. I'm just trying to track exactly where it is. I'm looking at all my backed up photos for my phone, but it was crazy. I have never seen anything like that in my life, and we get fires every year. It's pretty bad here, and we don't have the resources of somewhere, say like California. So when this got out of control, there was just not much we could do. We waited, and we just had to wait for it to burn out.
We do have a giant infrastructure of planes and trucks that come in when there's
I
a
think
fire.
we do a trade. During our summer, when it's not your bushfire season, we get some of your equipment, and then when we send it back
yeah,
over.
that's right. I forgot that happens. That there's that interchange.
It's because we have we have fire season here in California. It happens every year. Every year,
Same
half
for
the
us.
state burns down. It's ridiculous. You figure there's a lot of politics behind it here because we have aging power poles that just spontaneously combust out in the middle of nowhere and then set our hills on fire.
There was some politics here, but when we had the fires last year, I think most of the politics was pushed aside because everyone's like, can we not argue? Let's just stop the whole country from burning the ground. It was an insane amount of area that we lost. It was, I think it was Denmark, Belgium, the Netherlands. We lost that area's worth of bush.
Jen,
And the thing with the Australian bush is that when it gets dry, we've got the eucalyptus, which has an oil in its leaf that is highly flammable. So things just go up. Like, wouldn't believe it. It was not friendly. I'm just looking for. I'm seeing if I can find one of the photos I took of the sun, and it's just orange.
I sent you a photo, Jen. The picture is, I believe, at like 9 or 10 in the morning. And
okay. You want me to show people pictures, and I can't because of the way we've got our stream set up.
Did I put it in the wrong thing?
Bang it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's just it was unreal to see the sky completely either black, gray, or red. It was unreal. I felt like I was in. That was at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Almost a doctor. Didn't one of your government officials go on holiday like right as the bushfire started though?
That was our Prime Minister.
Yeah, I thought it was your prime minister, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, he got into a lot of trouble over that.
He got cursed out over it.
Yeah, I just remember all the memes about it. It's like I'm gonna head out.
Although, I mean, he wasn't actually in charge of anything that happened at the time, but yeah, that was a bit of a meme.
You mean like Trump going to play golf this week in the middle of the pandemic and the collapse of our entire nation's budget?
We know he's crazy. We know he's insane.
Yeah, it's Trump. What do people expect? Oh, I just found.
Is his name Scott Morrison? Is that the name of your guys'
That's
yeah. That's it.
I'm just letting people know who are in the chat at the moment, and I know we're not overtly paying attention to the chat. But if you want to hop in and chat with us, and you're part of Purple's Christmas group where we organise all this. I set the link to my Discord group. You can hop down under Discord, hop in voice chat in there, and you can join the voice chat.
You have an echo now.
Do we?
I'm
Jen,
finding
you
I'm really
have
disoriented
to
listening to myself, so I may disappear.
You may disappear. No worries, Sam.
Echo.
Well,
Why do
Jen,
we have an echo?
Can any of us share our screens? Would that come up on our little video thing?
If we did what?
Can we share screens?
You guys can probably share screens to each other, but I can't give it out to the stream. Yeah.
Well, give it a try. See what happens.
Let's test this.
I'll try and do it without sharing audio. Okay, so I've clicked that.
Bye bye, humans.
Anyone see anything?
What are you doing?
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I can't find it. All right, wait. Did you guys see it?
Well, that's attractive.
Let me see if it showed up on the stream.
Yeah, I can see it.
I mean, we can see it. The question is whether it shows up on the screen, and it doesn't. It doesn't appear to.
I was just trying to see if I could get up photos of what it was like.
Yeah.
I don't know. You might be able to see that. That was kind
Something
of the view of the
happening on
start.
top of.
It's like
on
2 in
top
the
of the
afternoon.
screen right now.
That's unreal.
The chat's not seeing it.
Okay, I'll stop then.
Yeah, they can't see it.
Oh.
No.
It was unreal when we had the fires here. I felt like I was in a movie.
Mm.
Well, I saw several photos of people driving through, and it looked like one of those apocalypse films, with like the fire everywhere. And it's like,
Right.
I almost got out my double barrel shotgun and started playing Doom IRL, waiting for the demons to come.
Yeah, well, we had to. Because we wanted to do a trip with myself and some of my friends up to a place called the Hunter Valley, which is a nice little region of a lot of wineries and distilleries. So, of course, that's where we wanted to go. And we had to keep track all the maps to see where the fires were, just to make sure they weren't heading that way. And you pull up a map of the state, and half the state was labelled in warnings.
Oh,
And
okay.
New South Wales is huge, area-wise. And for Australia population-wise, but not compared to, say, America or any of the states there. But yeah, if anyone wants to pull up a map who doesn't know, have a look at New South Wales. Yeah, about half the state had warnings all over it. It was ridiculous. We have bushland, so that direction behind us, we've got national parkland, we've got fire trail as well, and everybody was on alert. It was not an easy time. But I haven't seen that.
How did your lungs hold up?
I was lucky. We were okay, but pretty much the summer got shut down essentially.
There's an
People
adverse
couldn't really
effect when you're breathing in ash and smoke. It
Yeah.
gets bad for a while.
And I was actually looking at some of the scientific papers afterwards, and they said it could be years before we know what the full effects of that fire was, because the amount of particulates. Because most houses don't have air filters for anything but staying indoors. I think if it happened this year, it would have been almost better because everyone would have masks. But yeah, normally I didn't use the pool like once last year. We have a pool that we put in like 13 years ago, and we couldn't use that because you don't want to be outside for any length of period of time. But it started when I was finishing up my honours year last year, which for anyone who's not familiar with what that is, which is pretty much everywhere except Australia and the UK, it's like a 1-year master's. If you do well in it, you can go straight to PhD, which is what I did. And awesome. I remember finishing that up, and we were trying to celebrate at the end. That's where that photo I was trying to show was from. And the sky was just orange. But this went for 3 months.
So shouldn't your YouTube name be Almost a Doctor, but I cheated?
I didn't cheat.
Don't mind Jenny.
And I wasn't the first person to call myself Almost a Doctor.
Just teasing.
Of course.
All right.
So I don't know if I am successful with a PhD one day, and I've still got a few years left.
You will be.
We'll see. I don't know whether I'll have to change the name.
You can just put Doctor and call yourself the Doctor.
The Doctor. Yeah.
Are you? I realized that you. I realized you might not have been aware of the row that went down here with the new president's wife, Dr. Jill Biden, and the what was it? The Wall Street Journal writing an editorial saying that she shouldn't be calling herself a doctor because she's only got a PhD and not a medical doctor.
I heard of that.
I
heard of that.
That's what I've been teasing you with. I just realized that you might not have been aware.
I have heard that. That was just like.
Isn't
I know.
the Wall
I keep
Street
making
Journal
jokes
actually
in
a semi-respectable newspaper?
Oh yeah, yes. Well, for a Republican rag.
Yeah.
They're not a doctor. They only have a doctorate.
Well, it seems like every 20, 30 years that argument comes up.
Yeah.
And it's mindless.
But the thing is, to get a medical doctorate, just a Bachelor of Surgery or Bachelor of Medicine, whichever, depending on which country, what it's called, it takes fewer years than to get a PhD. I mean, most doctors will end up studying for just as long, if not longer, than most PhDs anyway, because by the time you specialize, you've been there for half your life. But in most countries around the world, it takes about a decade to get PhD.
I was about to say.
Now, if someone has spent a decade studying, I think we can give them the title, can't we?
Yeah. And I mean, the title of doctor was for other things before it was applied to medicine anyway.
Right.
I mean, it actually started with like doctorate philosophy and things like that. So it didn't start in medicine. An MD came later.
Yeah, philosophical doctorate. So even though I'm doing physics, I would technically have a doctorate in philosophy, just because of history, how we called it. But the funny thing is, my dad's a doctor. We keep making jokes. He's an actual medical doctor, so we keep making jokes. Well, I keep making jokes to him that I'll be the real doctor in the family one day. He loves it. He plays along with it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes. Dr. Rami Senior, Dr. Rami Junior. Be like, yeah, but a different doctor.
So you're working to be a physicist then?
Yes. I work
is a physicist, he's just not a doctor.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I work in gas detection. So at the moment for methane, so it gets worse.
Well, see, now that is like a real doctor. You get gas down there, you need some Rolaids or something.
I'm just there to detect it. Once you find it, it's someone else's problem.
Don't we have noses for that?
No,
Well-
methane's odorless. It's the other gases that normally go along with it that you smell. They're mainly the sulfur ones from all the bacteria, but no, I can detect the unsmellable ones. I can do the
find it
very low
amazing.
concentration.
Isn't it amazing how, for a lot of gases that we use in liquids and stuff like that, they actually don't have smells of themselves. We have to add them to them as warnings to people that this is dangerous.
Yeah, anyone who uses natural gas, the only reason you can smell it is they add other things to it. Like here, because I think they had that where if there's a few times there were leaks and people just didn't detect it until it was too
You
late.
can die. So
Right. And it can burn.
Yep, there's a spark. I mean, there's been a few cases in history where people have not managed gas or petroleum leaks very well. One of favourite examples was a World War II one. The Japanese had just built a new aircraft carrier, which at the time, they were the biggest, most expensive, most powerful ships. And that's what was winning battles in World War II. And the Japanese had one, and it took some very light damage from a torpedo, got hit by a submarine. It didn't sink, but it ruptured one of the fuel lines. And they were trying to vent all the gases out. And then one of the commanders, after a while, they couldn't get it under control. So he's just like, open every door in the ship. Everything. Open the whole ship up and let the air flow through. Except what it did is it opened the gas to every compartment of the ship. And somewhere on the ship, somebody lit something.
Oh.
Or there was a spark.
No shit.
Boom.
Oh, man.
No more
And
shit.
yes. Yes. The Americans had a problem with that too. I forget which aircraft carrier, but they learnt very quickly that you want very, very good firefighting crews on an aircraft carrier because it's carrying all the aviation fuel as well. And in those days, they used to park the aviation fuel right inside the hangar next to the planes that were also carrying all the bombs because it was easy to fuel. So the Japanese got caught one day because when they were trying to one of the big battles of Midway, the Japanese admiral was not expecting to come across the American fleet, but the Americans had hacked their code. And when he did that, he panicked and he's like, okay, we got to refit the planes to attack their ships. So they took all the bombs off, lined all the bombs along the hangar, and were trying to refit the planes when they got attacked. So not only do you have the giant fuel tank that's sitting in the hangar, you now have all the planes being fixed so you can't get them out of the hangar, and all the bombs now, just extra bombs lining in the hangar. And one of the... Yeah. Oh, that's a bit of an echo.
Echo, yeah.
Okay, hold on.
What the hell is going on? Oi.
Right, what's that better? No.
Oh, it's Jeff.
By the way.
You're lost in the vortex.
Okay, why are we going?
I'm gonna say one thing. Fuck Discord.
Oh no, it stopped.
If you don't have headphones on while you're in Discord, it's gonna echo.
He stomped in and stomped out.
Yeah, he unfortunately. Why is Jeff echoing?
And now it's there.
Still echo. Still an echo.
Let's just have fun with the audio.
Yeah, I'm only funneling the audio in one direction though, Jeff, so so you won't be able to hear them except for when it actually goes live to the stream. That's the only problem.
Whoa. Okay. That was a remix. That definitely was a remix.
Yeah, I have a
Holy
feeling
shit,
this
it's
just
hard.
is not going to work, this Discord thing. Damn it.
I think
It's not
Jeff
live
stayed.
stream without audio problems.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It worked fine back on my stream some months ago.
They can hear you though,
Was
Jeff, if you speak.
Was it audio issues that you were having?
I just realized it's 6:42.
It's
5:42.
No, it's 12:42.
It's 3:43.
We all live in different. We all live in different time zones.
It's nearly 8 a.m.
Yeah,
for me.
Please stop debunking.
What the fuck? What the fuck? I shut Discord down.
You're
What
still
the
in
fuck is
Discord,
going
according
on?
to me, Jeff.
Oh, I can hear without the echo now. Are you still there?
Actual fuck is going on?
Oh, no
I
echo. You're good. You're good.
Now you're good.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it only
would you
loops
please
when
stop
you're in the
debunking
back,
Yeah,
but they can't. You
my
can't.
conspiracy?
Discord.
I'd have to figure out how to pipe the audio in.
I just
to Jeff.
uninstalled the goddamn thing.
No, Jeff, don't. Oh, Jeff can't hear me. I just realised that. Jeff, don't uninstall it. I will see if I can pump their audio into you. I don't know. They actually might be. You might be able to hear them. I'm not sure. Oh, he's gone.
Spooky. You guys
Anyway.
see what Spooky put in the chat?
Anyway, I'm trying to get this new conspiracy up and running, just to see if anyone will believe it. I want to see if I can get people to actually believe that time zones are a hoax, and the time is actually the same all over the planet. I want to see if anyone would be stupid enough to actually believe that.
Fucking Discord, I hate you.
Well, the time is the same
can
all over
hear
the
you,
entire
Jeff,
planet.
by the way.
Just how we
Sorry,
how we
yeah, I don't
designate
even
it
know
is
what's
different.
going
How
on
we
with this.
describe
This
it
is
is different.
Well, you're on
I
about
can't
that,
hear you
Jenny,
because
of
I'm not in
course.
StreamYard, so I'm going to hang up on this if I can.
All right.
Okay.
I think what
I
I'll
mean,
do
look.
is if Jeff hops back in, I might rotate some people out and get Jeff in. Yeah, actual properly in.
Yeah, you know, it is actually 12:44 here, so I'll jump out and
I'll get
leave
Jeff
my.
in. No worries.
for
Thanks,
Jeff.
thanks, Hops.
So,
I will do that.
sure.
So
Good night, everyone.
I
Thank
don't
you
know why
for
Jeff
having
was
me.
having problems with that because Sam wasn't having the same problems. I know there was we did cop some echo before, but I don't think that was that.
And always remember to drink responsibly. And until next time. Cheers.
Absolutely.
No worries. Jeff, if you're still in the watching the stream, hop in. I have space for you, and I'll save that for you. So. And Jenny's turned her video off.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you gone dark though.
Yeah.
All right, that's a better position.
Good. I haven't had a Discord channel in so long. I'm trying to remember how to do permissions.
So, so what's going on? How are you doing? He did. He really did. Jenny, how are you doing?
What? I'm fine.
How's your day going? Merry Christmas and all those things you're supposed to say.
Fuck
How are you?
Christmas.
Well, there you go. There you go. That too. I'm just cheery this year. That's all. I'm extra cheery this year.
Fuck Christmas.
Extra
Fuck
cherry's good.
Fuck Valentine's Day. Fuck Halloween and fuck Washington's birthday.
Oh, come on.
Don't
Halloween.
say fuck Halloween. Halloween is the best fucking holiday.
It's just fun. It's a good excuse to eat a bunch of candy and dress weird. But to
Do you
be
need
fair,
an
I dress
excuse
weird
to
every
eat
day.
candy though? Does anyone actually need
For
an
me-
excuse for that?
For me, Halloween is the one
No, and
time
I'm
of the year I
ridiculous.
can leave my house without being looked at strangely for what I'm wearing.
I agree. I agree on that one.
Thing is, you wouldn't cope well in Australia because we don't really celebrate it here.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
Will
no,
and I
no.
had this discussion last night, didn't we, Will?
Sure did.
It is becoming a bigger thing. Because I remember when I was little, almost no one did it, and now there are more houses that will decorate around Halloween.
Yeah.
So it seems to be the people about 10 years younger than me are starting to get into it a
I'm
bit
gonna
more.
show up with all my
They
decorations.
are, but I think it's more of a thing for us in Australia of having not so much having kids go walk the streets and grab chocolate, but more a thing of let's have a few friends around and have a Halloween party, especially if it falls on the weekend, and that's fun because any excuse to have friends around, have a few drinks, have a barbecue, and eat lots of crap is good for it as far as Australians are concerned.
Yes, and the weather's warming up by November, so we can have barbecues quite easily.
That was my first question because I think of Halloween as a cold weather holiday. So I was like, "What's the temperature?"
I cook barbecues in the middle of winter here.
I do too. That's why people hate Californians, among other things.
I mean, I've been to LA in January, and it was even better than our winter here, weather-wise. I could wear a t-shirt in the middle of the day.
It's currently cold as shit in Florida, but I had a barbecue earlier today. It was a barbecue of one. It was just for me, but still.
I do that.
But when you get cold, you get benefits. When it gets cold, you get all those free iguanas to eat.
I know you're sitting in the back there still, but I've promised the spot to Jeff. After all the hassle he had, I've promised the spot to him.
Oh, he'll curse me out later.
Iguanas are more of an East Coast Florida thing. I'm on the Gulf Coast, right? So we don't have a lot of iguanas, but we do have a shit ton of alligators. And if you go a little bit south of me, you get crocodiles.
Oh wow!
Crocodiles.
We were just having a discussion
here still.
last night that I said I swear I was taught that there were crocodiles in the United States, and somebody said no, we only got alligators, and I just said no.
So in Florida, we have the American alligator, the American crocodile, then we have the Nile crocodile, and then we have a saltwater crocodile. We're basically
you have saltwaters too.
We have like a few. Like there's been some
much
reported cases. I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but like there have been reported cases in the past of saltwater crocodiles.
What about
it just
what about if they're perky?
So that means there's nowhere safe in Florida.
Florida is basically just like Australia on easy mode, is what I
So look at my back.
Yeah, so we get the big saltwater crocodiles.
we see that.
I feel like an absolute fucking moron right now.
But we have. You guys have to look it up. You have to look up the All Aussie Adventures sometime. It's one of our best nature documentaries too.
Oh god.
Be a little sarcastic. Sorry?
All Aussie Adventures. That sounds like that almost sounds like that's a more modern version of the Leyland Brothers, isn't it?
Maybe.
Does someone have a stream going on in the back?
Somebody got radio going on?
Is that
it's that goddamn
It's that
stool
pom
guy.
Yeah, it's the pom.
Be nice. You just got a deal, so they're cocky again. Be nice to the people from the UK. They just got a deal.
Except now I'm going to drop him out because Jeff's here. And I promise Jeff...
Seriously?
Seriously.
Am I getting a world record for being kicked out? I got kicked out because Jen was sleeping.
I was not sleeping.
You slept. I saw you sleeping.
Yeah.
It was so
I got
adorable.
kicked out because Jenny was sleeping and snoring, and that was more exciting.
And you do
know
this
what?
little nose. You do this
Fuck
nose
you.
thing. You do this. You do a nose twitch thing. Like this.
He disappeared.
Hi, Jeff.
Right,
Sorry
here we
for
go.
the mess around.
Still, you want to join, mate? Use Discord. It's fucking brilliant. I promise you.
I've actually stopped doing the Discord. I
fucking hate that thing. First of all, it locked me out of my account. I spent ages trying to get back into my damn account. Then I finally get in there, and then there's an echo going like crazy. And I had my headphones on, by the way, so it shouldn't have been fucking echoing.
That was weird.
Then I shut the thing down, and I'm cussing it out, and I just hear Jen in my ear. Said, "They can hear you, Jeff."
It was brilliant.
Was brilliant.
Whoever
invented Discord needs to be dragged outside, sodomized with a rusty fishing knife, then strung up from a fucking lamppost, pelted with what's less than dog turds.
I will say this.
I don't like Discord.
The staff of Discord are so unhelpful because they like to role play. I've had the unfortunate I've had to contact Discord staff before, and they fucking roleplay as like an elf or some shit. I don't even know. They're like,
Oh, wow.
"Oh, Sprinkles the elf is trying to work on your case, but it's very difficult,
tell them to
and it's
fuck-
gonna
I'd like-
take him a long time." I'm like, "Fuck you! I got locked out of my account. Someone hacked my account. Fucking fixes. Sprinkles the elf is trying very hard. Shut the fuck
I've
up."
just removed it from
That's
my.
pretty
I've removed
bad.
it from my laptop. I've still got it on my phone, but I'm not gonna have it on my laptop again.
Yeah.
It's always seemed
Fuck off!
pretty
I hate that.
useless.
Oh, it's raining.
I hate that.
Like, I use Discord more than any other social media account or app, but I still fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I love how I'm bashing Discord too, because like in like an hour I have to use it for my part of the Christmas relay.
What are you gonna do on your show?
I'm gonna play Among Us and talk about Star Wars.
Awesome.
Because Mandalorian just ended, and like I need to talk about it because I actually cried. Because like Star Wars is a huge part of my life, right? And that big reveal, I'm not gonna spoil it on here. I'll talk about it on my
Do you
show.
know how much it frustrates me to hear young people say Star Wars is a huge part of my life? I was alive when the very first Star Wars movie came out. I saw it in a drive-in with my parents.
Here's the thing. I grew up in a time when the prequels were coming out, and so I watched I watched the original series, and I loved the original series, and I was a dumb kid, so I loved the prequels. Despite now hindsight 2020, at least they added some cool shit to the Star Wars lore, but like it was still like fun, right? And like I live in fucking Florida when we have like a whole Star Wars part of a theme park to go to.
You
so
do.
like yeah, Star Wars was a huge part of my life.
I have just.
I just always laugh about it when people claim ownership of Star Wars when it's been around.
I'm not claiming ownership.
No,
Star Wars
I
is
wasn't
for everyone.
particularly talking about
Awesome.
you, Jen. I was talking about in general. I'm talking about a particular person in general, actually.
Okay.
I'm talking about a certain badger.
I was going to say Peppa and ends with Badger.
Is that a box of prophylactics?
I just say I have just binge watched the season 2 of The Mandalorian
playing cards.
It was fucking awesome.
I had all of the Star Wars books, and then like Disney, like, that's fucking awesome.
I have quite a few books. I have quite a few Star Wars books.
So like when Disney was like, yeah, the books are no longer canon, I'm like, fuck you, Disney. Like,
Thank you.
Fuck Disney. Fuck Disney.
I got to admit that I like an awful lot of some of the stuff Disney has introduced in extended literature, like books and so on. Now, I mean, the sequel trilogy was certainly from episode 8 on, it went off a fucking cliff. No one's going to deny that. But
yeah,
pretty much most else that they've done with it, I don't have an issue with.
I don't really like Rogue One that much, and I know like the companion novelization of Rogue One clears up some of like the retconny bits of it, but it's still like I don't really like Rogue One, and I think Solo was just boring, to be honest.
Solo was was a train robbery movie, but I despite that, I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Which one was Rogue One?
Technically, it was a good movie.
They had no right to kill him off that way. That was just so wrong for him to die that way.
Oh, but that's not the Solo movie.
I know, but still, it just
he wanted it though. That was
made
what
me mad.
Harrison Ford wanted his character killed off.
He wanted him killed off in The Empire Strikes Back.
Rogue One was awesome because it talks about self-sacrifice. Rogue One was awesome. I liked Rogue One.
I did like Rogue One. I thought it was a better storyline than
is it going to kill off Indiana Jones
movies at the time.
I loved Rogue One.
I mean, the
best
part
part
of
almost
Rogue 80 years old now, isn't he?
I mean, in all honesty, cirrhosis of the liver should have killed off Indiana Jones.
The Darth Vader scene alone was worth the entire
I was
movie.
about to say the
Oh,
best scene is the final sequence, the hallway murder scene.
Oh, I watch it just when I'm bored, having a bad day. I put it on.
That scene
Although
before-
I don't think the Darth Vader sequence from Rogue One is as good as the Luke sequence from The Mandalorian.
That was sick.
You're
Whoa,
gonna
whoa,
flat
whoa,
out
whoa.
spoil the
Spoilers,
Mandalorian. I
spoilers.
see how it is.
Yeah. But
That was
the,
a bad move, Jen.
That's why
And I'm not even
I
a
said I'm
fan.
not going to spoil the last episode of Mandalorian. But
Haven't you watched it yet?
Call him.
I've seen that
But
scene,
Ted
so
already
I've already been spoiled. I don't think the effect they applied to achieve that was very well done.
Oh,
The-
come
But
on.
you don't. You
No,
don't.
I'm sorry,
you
it
don't
wasn't.
like,
The character that we're not talking about that was stiff. It was a poorly done special effect.
I
Well,
agree.
it's,
I think they
more
should have
thin to the
hired
actor.
I can't remember the actor's name. He looks like young Luke, and just cast him in the role.
Sebastian.
Who plays thingy from the other Marvel movies. The Marvel.
Wait a minute, that was an actual person in that?
They had an
Yeah.
act to do. They had an act to do it, and then they CGI'd the face over the top. That's how they did it.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
that's what I'm talking about. The
there
CGI
is-
of the face was just
The
very
guy
amateur.
who plays Winter Soldier in the Marvel Universe, when he shaves his beard off and everything, he looks like a young Mark Hamill. He actually does, and he's a professional actor, and he's already hired by Disney. They could have brought him in, and he could have done the role, and they could have just dubbed Mark Hamill's voice over the top, and he was happy to do it. So I don't know why they didn't do that.
Are you talking about Sebastian Stan?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Okay. So what they did for young Luke is they deep faked, and I don't know who the body double was, but they deep faked. They used deep fake technology, which is why it looks a little stiff, because it's just video rendition over
Over an actual actor, yeah.
over a body double, right? So like, but I still thought like the cool factor outweighed how the
And it certainly wasn't
digital
as bad as
effect looked.
Leia in Rogue
It
One.
was awesome. It was awesome.
Leia in Rogue One looked dreadful, but Luke actually doesn't look too bad.
Well, see, Leia. This is what I can understand.
Tarkin in
Rogue One, right? Leia looked awful, but Tarkin didn't look too bad at all.
Oh, he
I
looked great.
disagree. Tarkin had that uncanny valley effect because they used CGI over Tarkin over the body double's face. It wasn't a deep fake. It was full on CGI, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like the worst thing Disney's done, however, though, is puppeteer. What's her name? Leia. I'm blanking on the name.
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher. They basically marionetted Carrie Fisher's dead body in the last Star Wars movie, and it made me upset.
Well, they did that with Tupac in Vegas.
Yeah,
So don't feel bad.
I
They had
don't
a
think that
whole
was the
just like
problem.
this.
I mean,
They
they
had
they wanted to have a character in it. It was footage that they'd already filmed and they just reused. Well, didn't reuse.
Not just,
they
not
used
just,
cutting
not
room
just
footage
Disney,
that
but
they
a lot of Hollywood has done that when they're in a pinch. You know, you spend millions on a production, and somebody dies. You know, you can't just throw that money away. You got to
No,
recover
but
it.
it's not.
there's
They
a
didn't
thing.
just use footage that they already had, though. They for some of the
Yeah,
scenes,
they-
like when Rey hugs Leia, right? That's a body double that they like put Carrie Fisher's likeness over, and it's like. That gets into questionable territory because then it's like Disney owns you after you die,
They
right?
do. They do.
Yeah,
Like,
but I
They-
mean, you had to
they
have.
do, yeah.
I'm from
What else were
LA,
you
like,
going to do? Were you going to
you-
kill off the character?
There was a
They-
perfect
they-
opportunity to kill off the character in the previous movie, but instead she Mary
Yes, but
Poppins
she
her
died
way back.
after they finished after they put that movie in the can. Yes, they could have had her die.
Yeah, but like, why even have her like float
Sign a
back to the ship and have like this stupid effect when it could have been so impactful just to watch her float off into space? Like, no, instead she like Mary Poppins her way like literally back to the ship. Like,
I agree with you. I agree
Well,
with
why
you.
didn't they kill
I
off
agree
Mary
with you that
Poppins?
they killed off the wrong twin in that movie.
No, I agree, but like in LA, if you act in anything, you are signing away the rights of whatever they do with your likeness. You no longer own your likeness to a
yeah,
certain
but
extent.
it's just so uncomfortable because it's like
Well, get used to it.
I honestly
His life is
thought
annoying surprises.
like even before the 9th movie came out and before Carrie Fisher died, I thought they should have killed her off in episode 8 because I thought that would have
In
been
all honesty, Jen, I think you've got that wrong. I think they should have just killed off episode 8.
You think I'm kidding?
So-
I'm not kidding when I'm talking about Tupac. They had this really creepy CGI display in Vegas, and they took it down because it looked real, and people would go there, and it creeped people out. But someone owned his likeness, and they could do whatever they wanted with his likeness. You know,
So
technology is going to change, and it's going to be you're going to see like John Wayne walking around at the grocery store. You know,
what I will say is
the coding and the plating.
what I will say is episode 8 is kind of a train wreck, but at the same time, so episode 8 was directed by Ryan Johnson, I think, right? Is that right?
Yes. Failure.
Yeah.
Failure.
Who directed episodes 7 and 9?
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams. So like, you have two different directors with two different visions, and J.J. Abrams, right, likes to put these mystery boxes with no real solution to them in his movies. And then you have a director who purposefully subverts expectations, directing the middle of a mystery box, right? So this is just a bad idea. You see, you have a mystery that's never planned on being solved, and a director who subverts expectations. What else do you expect other than to kill off Snoke only to reintroduce Snoke to be a clone and then throw in Ian McDiarmid randomly just to get like a nostalgia boner from like Star Wars fans, even though it didn't really work. As much as I love Ian McDiarmid and as much as I love the character Emperor Palpatine, it just doesn't work because you have all of these different themes that were never properly set up because
That's why
their
the
solutions.
only movie of the three that works is the first one. The first one's fine.
Yeah,
Like,
9.
I remember the first one, everyone was so hyped and making theories like, oh, this is going to happen, oh, this is going to happen. Then each subsequent movie was just like a
destroyed
slap
more
in
and
the
more
face.
ideas. It did. I have an idea that I would love.
I just want to make a mention. You do realize that Colonel Sanders and Orville Redenbacher are both dead, yes? But their commercials go on and on
Forever.
Yeah, but
and
they
on.
use a different actor and like
No, Orville Redenbacher is CGI.
There's a
It's
car
all fake.
dealership. There's a car dealership out here. It's called Cal Worthington. They CGI this man. He's been dead for 25 years, and they still put him in the commercials. And it's creepy, but they still use his likeness because everybody knows it's by his name. You know.
I don't like that for some reason. Like there's something about that doesn't sit well with me.
I see your point, but we're just kind of poking at the ribs and
Yeah, we're all. I'm old and
giggling with you
cynical.
and say, yeah, well, that's life.
I'm old and cynical.
I have a Star Wars theory for you, Star Wars hypothesis for you that if Jon Favreau gets enough control in what's happening in the in the Disney Plus shows, they may actually retcon the movies that are already made into an alternative universe.
Well, there's like hints of that in the final season, or not the final season, the season 2 of Mandalorian, where they're like kind of like towing the line of, hey, maybe this isn't maybe the sequels aren't canon. But like, I like Jon Favreau and I love Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who Dave Filoni is, he's the writer of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, which isn't as great, but like it's because Disney
these
had
guys
a lot
are
of control
fans.
over it.
They actually care about it. They're not just
like
oh, let's make a big fucking movie. All
I
they need
was
to do now is get rid of
rewatching-
Kathleen Kennedy, and they might actually do some good work.
I was rewatching Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and I forgot how many references there are to Knights of the Old Republic, which is like I love that time period in Star Wars because the games are fucking amazing. I don't know if y'all have ever played Knights of the Old Republic.
You look
It's
half
a-
asleep there, Jeff.
Hold on,
Jeff?
yeah, after all that aggro getting in, I'm having.
Oh,
You're
now
also
you're right.
having problems working.
So while we've been
Okay,
sitting
that should
here,
be better.
You're
Was
junk
able-
shopping. Yeah.
Yeah. After all that aggro I had getting in here, and then I'm going to have internet issues again.
Yeah, the fates are not aligned for you, my friend.
They are not.
No.
They are not.
YouTube does not fucking like me today.
And now it's midnight for you, isn't it? So
Oh, I got a
Yes,
question.
It's officially Boxing Day now.
happy
I got a
Boxing Day.
question.
It is for me too.
There's 3 Australians in the chat. Can I get your blessing? I'm doing a character that's Australian. Can I get your blessing to say that this is okay and not offensive?
Who's the third Australian then?
Yeah, who's
Oh, are you not? I'm sorry.
No, I'm British.
Jeff's
Oh.
British. I'm Australian.
I'm really
Mal's Australian.
tired. I just woke up, man. Like I'm dying.
I know whenever I've been to America, people keep thinking I'm an Aussie for some reason, but you know, it's,
Aussie.
to be fair, Americans, we don't hear too many accents. Well, depends on where you live.
It's the look. You got an Aussie look to you, Jeff.
Yeah, it's the long hair. I was like, oh,
Oh, that's funny.
it's the,
All Australians look just a little bit Aboriginal, you know. And with that
I
long
wouldn't
hair.
say that.
Where?
I wouldn't say that.
Oh,
I wouldn't say that.
No, I can't even say
This
what I was
is
gonna say.
this is getting into dangerous territory.
Right. I might have to bring Storming
Crazy.
over you there, Jeff.
Control Z, Control Z.
I was just gonna say.
I was
when
just
when
trying-
think
I was
about
just-
Australians. I think
I
of
was just-
tan people.
I was
People that
just
have
try-
nice hands.
I was just
I
going
was
to
just
say.
trying to offend an entire continent. That's all.
I was
I
just
think
going
of
to
people
say,
with
look,
great skin tone. That's what I think of.
just
You
because
get lots of sunshine in Australia.
Look, Jenny, just because like Nathan Thompson's lost his YouTube channel doesn't mean you can try and get Jen's checked off as well.
Hi, Spooky.
That was hilarious, though, that.
But no, to the 2 Australian, I apologize, godless scummer. I truly do. To the 2
Jeez,
Australians,
apologize.
can I get?
Like it's an insult to be called an Australian.
No, I feel bad because it's like it's not that it's an insult. It's just that he's not. You know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure after the announcement before Christmas, Jeff would rather be an Australian than a British person at the
God
moment.
damn. God fucking
Okay.
damn, yeah.
But like, so can I get your is it? It's not offensive if I do an Australian accent for a character, is it?
No.
I'd look
Okay.
into this.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna. I'm saving it because like I'm still a little nervous about it.
So is
Only-
it respectful
Only
or
if
is
you
it like?
sound like Rolf Harris, then it's offensive.
Yeah, but that's the difference. Like, if you go full Jar Jar, then it's offensive. You know.
I'm not gonna,
Jar
I'm
Jar,
not gonna
come
do
on,
like a
Jeff. We
Brogan
need a Jar
accent.
Jar.
I know I got Ken
Oh,
Ham.
no.
Jeff, you're
Or
an
yes,
aficionado of Jar Jar, aren't you?
Yeah, he's very good at doing Jar Jar when he's awake.
I could do what's his fucking Ray
There he
Comfort.
is. He's got a Jar Jar.
He's New Zealand.
Misa no want to do Jar Jar.
Smart man.
Misa thinks Jar Jar is racist.
I don't. To this day, I do not know what racial stereotype Jar Jar Binks is trying to be, but I hate it. He's like
I
a
don't even
mix.
want to. I don't
Everyone
even want to
hates
say
Jar
this.
Jar.
I don't even want to say, but it's a certain. It's a certain people who are actually cool people.
No, it's just that like he's like a mishmash of different racial stereotypes.
I don't even think Jar Jar likes Jar Jar.
I got the impression they were going for some sort of weird Jamaican mix with Jar Jar.
I thought they were going for an Australian.
Oh,
Yeah, obviously.
Controversial.
right.
Yeah, right, mate. I'm Jar Jar Binks.
Jenny.
Any get fucked. You can't.
Well, at least you got the requisite number of swear words in there for
I'm
an
fair
Australian accent.
dinkum damn bad, mate.
You gotta
Just
say,
don't
I have a
mention
pen?
Foster's though.
you forgot to
Foster,
say,
you
can I,
don't drink it here.
That's the biggest difference. That's the biggest
See,
thing.
you
Difference.
do that. I do a Southern Belle, so I'm just a sweet Southern Belle.
Oh,
That's
that's
not
pretty
bad.
good.
It's
That's
not
You know, as
bad.
Americans,
It's not great.
I can't
It's
do
kind
any
of a
accent.
bit.
I mean, okay, you'll know it. You'll know Ilya, but
No,
you know,
yeah, but Ilya actually is a sweet Southern Belle, so
Yeah, she's got the genetics.
she's got the genetics for it. Yeah. In
every
two
accent I do
aspects.
just comes out racist.
I've been
Every
trying to
accent I
figure out how to do a Bogan accent, but it's literally impossible. I can kind of do it. Yeah, I was going to the club, mate, and me mom came in with a chicken palmy sandwich, and I'm like, Mom, this isn't the time for a chicken palmy sandwich. She fell over. She's cactus, mate. She's fucking cactus, mate. Fucking incredible. Fucking smashing. Fucking unbelievable.
That sounds like
Not
Russell
too bad,
Crowe.
actually.
You got the F word down, Pat. That does sound pretty Australian way of doing it. Because
So,
here
yes.
the F word is a verb, an adjective, a noun, just everywhere. It has to go in every part of the
Fuck
sentence.
the
that's a
fucking
bit-
fuckers.
that's the bit. That's the
Did I
biggest
get my
difference.
Aussie slang correct? Did I
Yeah.
get my Aussie slang
Yeah.
correct?
The biggest, the biggest difference between England and Australia is here. Cunt is not a term of endearment.
Can be.
You should watch.
Can
You know,
be.
you should watch. You should watch Houseos.
It's
Houseos
the
is
same with any
perfect
of our swear
for
words.
Australia.
I mean, you could call somebody a fucker and you're insulting them, or you might be their best mate.
Mm.
Yeah, hey, you fuckers, how you doing? Or you're an absolute fucker. It's all in the tone.
You know what? It's same here, though. It's same here. I walk up like, how are you motherfuckers doing? And everybody hugs each other. Or it's, which one of you motherfucker? You know, it's all about tone. It's all
I've
about
got
tone.
friends who will walk into a room with a group of friends and go, "How are you, cunts?" And it's like,
I sometimes get referred to.
I said say Vegemite.
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 I've got
No,
a-
not Vegemite. That's a bug that crawls into. You know what? I was making a vagina joke.
Yes.
Vegemite.
I say
Well, they both
Vegemite.
contain yeast.
Yeah, the yeast extract Vegemite, so you could probably make quite a few jokes around that.
Yeah.
I do the same as Ox. I call everyone dude and bro. But if it's Southern California, I'm answering the chat. It's a Southern Californian thing where I say, "What's up, bro?" or "Dude." It's natural. It just comes out. I say like a lot too, like all the time.
As I'm in the stream with him, I've got to ask her, almost a doctor, you planning on doing any more James Bond videos? That one was awesome. The Bond gadgets. That was so much fun.
I have got a few in mind. It's going to probably be a few videos before I do another movie one.
Yeah.
Because I want to get a few other science ones out first. But yeah, that's been my most successful video so far. But
You've got to do the Bond cars, I think.
That has been an idea that has been suggested to me a few times. So yeah, it's on the table. I got to look at those cars, do a physicist analysis of them because they're pretty ridiculous at times, and others it's like I want that.
Let's talk about a ridiculous thing from Bond movies: ejection seats in cars.
Yeah, that's stupid. There's a reason why in planes they need explosives to power them.
Yeah, and it's not just that. The amount of explosives you would need to push the chair up high enough that the parachute would be effective from the car would probably the rate of acceleration you would experience being accelerated from the car would probably not be good for you to get enough height to make it effective. So
some of them don't look like they're meant to be for saving people. Some of them in the movies though do look like they're deliberately
in that
done
case, you
as
don't.
a
Yeah, but in that
kill
case,
method.
you don't need a parachute on it, do you? You can just eject the person. And kill them.
The gadgets on some of the early Aston Martins were absolutely irresponsible too. Oil a street that the public is trying to drive on is just an insane and dangerous thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
or Thunderball with the hoses in the back.
Oh,
Yeah.
They use a jetpack to get away from only to hose the enemy down, and it's just like they're all running directly at the car, and it's like it's a hose. Run down the sides.
Yeah.
Not odd Jaws.
And didn't they also have one where it's just dumping thumbtacks or whatever out of behind it?
Or the entire ending of Moonraker. Have you guys seen Moonraker? Do you know how,
yes.
Do you know how impractical the entire ending of that movie?
The entire movie.
The entire movie. Yeah.
On Moonraker.
Where Jaws and his girlfriend are floating around, like they would be so. That movie kills me.
I am tempted to do a whole video just on Moonraker. I could spend like I could do a whole thing where I watch the whole movie through, just start to finish. I point out what's wrong with it.
I love the old school outfits. So I watch it. You know, I got an eye for fashion, so I like all that stuff. But I recently watched it. I'm like, I have never paid attention to this movie. I recently watched it.
How many Bond
Is
films are there
Moonraker
out
where
now?
Jaws shoots through the steel cable?
Is it 25 or 26 now?
It is. That is the most ridiculous fucking thing ever. Chewing through a steel cable.
Yeah, it's Jaws.
Absolutely.
Jen, it's Jaws, though.
I don't care if you've got steel teeth.
Jaws.
There's no way the muscles on a human jaw could chew through fucking steel cable.
But he's not a human. He's superhuman.
What does that mean? What does you can chew through cables and survive in space? Actually, while a space station is blowing up.
Jen, he's been fitted with hydraulics in his mouth. It's all mechanical.
Oh, okay, yeah, alright.
Although the hydraulics of that size wouldn't actually.
I thought his teeth were titanium.
All that fluid would cause gingivitis.
Wait, what? What are we talking about? I'm sorry. I blacked out for a second.
Do you want Jen, do you want to take a break before your stream comes up? We will send people across to you when you're ready to go, because you probably need to get organised. And
yeah, I probably should get
waiting
organized.
down there and wanting to come back in anyway. So I'll let you go and organise yourself, and we'll send people across to you.
I appreciate that. I'm scatterbrained. It was nice talking to y'all. All right.
It was awesome.
Stay awesome, mates.
Right, mate.
Yeah, I need to work on that. All right, peace out.
And everyone in the chat, remember to go across and check out Jen's channel after this, because she's taking on the next stretch. So, and here's Perky Nipples himself.
So in the beginning of Moonraker too, it's impractical when they jump out of the plane.
I don't know that much.
When they jump out of the plane, you're not gonna. I don't know. I've jumped out of a plane before. You really have to know what you're doing to angle yourself at another human being and grab them in midair.
Oh yeah.
When I jumped out of a plane, I was like, "Oh, this is the craziest shit ever." When I jumped out of a plane.
It's a common movie trope for that. And also the other thing with the physics.
Hey, it's the wino.
The other thing with the physics.
Hey, we come on that.
We're having a serious conversation here, Stool.
We're talking Bonds here, and now we got a real life secret agent with a license to kill come in now.
Oh, he sure does have a license to kill. He sure does.
Although, except he doesn't use a gun; he just annoys you to death.
You know, today started out really nice. I now discover that I can get kicked out of a stream so that fucking sleeping Jenny gets brought in. This is not normal.
You see, I had a signed contract. They had to bring me in.
You haven't been kicked.
Unfortunately,
you haven't been kicked out of a stream today.
You still, Jenny and Matt were two people who'd asked to be on this. Well, I'd asked Matt to be on the stream, and I'd asked Jenny to be on the stream, to be on all of the stream. So screw you.
Fuck you. You literally kicked me out. I've been booted out of 2 streams to sit with Jenny with her fucking smelly, stinky ass, fucking sleeping and snoring.
And you wonder why people
You know,
Call you
son-
everyone's uncle. You are everyone's uncle on the internet.
Can I point out you haven't been kicked out of a stream once today? Because it's only turned. It's only the day's only 20 minutes old still.
Yeah, and it's yeah.
do
Not
you
here, it isn't.
you don't understand the enormousness of this calamity that you've caused. Listen, you know what, Jeff, your beer curtains can fuck off. I hate them. Riemann, your shiny head, it can fuck off. I don't know who the scientist person is. He can fuck off anyway. Jenny, your ass stinks. Seriously, you kicked me out to replace me with somebody who's asleep. This is not a good thing.
Well, it just means that sleeping people are more interesting.
You're absolute cunts.
I would
all
like
of
to
you.
point out to Sammy, who's complaining that Junk Shop didn't have the link to the next stream in his description. The link to this stream was posted in Junk Shop's chat. If you were in there, you would have got the link anyway.
Wasn't it Julie who was on before you?
It
Not
was
Junk
Julie,
Shop.
yes,
I know.
not Junk Shop, yeah. It was Julie.
I think we're demonstrating all the swear word uses now.
Oh, okay. Your link changed, did it, Jen? Okay.
You know where I'm from? If you
post
call
it-
someone a cunt, they wouldn't even know what it is.
Okay, Sam. Jen, if you want to post the link to yours in the chat so everybody knows where to come to, given that YouTube has messed it up, because I guess yeah.
Do you have the link to the next stream after this?
I did, but apparently
just went
YouTube
up.
messed it up. So
in
the
the
one that's
20
in my description is not the right one, apparently, and
It's in
there
the
isn't
group
a
right
new
now.
one there. So I've just asked. Okay, so it's on Twitter. All right, I'll go grab it. And where is it?
I'm actually excited. I finally finished that jacket. I'm gonna wear it all the time now. I'll probably add like 50 more patches on before the night's over.
Really, you're gonna wear that thing? Oh, never mind.
Everything I make, I wear. Even my obscure stuff that has cats on it.
So
I wear
I'm just-
everything. I could care less what people think about me.
That's the next one. I will I'll add Jenysis as a moderator so she can post her own stuff, but I've just put the link to the next one in the chat, which will be in half an hour. I suppose I can edit this, can't I?
And now Almost Doctor is going to make an entire video about Moonraker. Now I'll watch that. I will
that's
watch
worth
that.
watching.
Oh my other one on the James Bond one is like 5 times the views that any of my other videos do. So I should.
I think, you know, now that you guys are talking about it, I think I watched it too.
Yeah, so, but my next one is just a 2-minute video, but it's going to be on the color of the sun.
Alright,
Ooh,
It's purple.
awesome.
I have also changed
not what
the
you
link
think.
in the description,
It's
so
white.
it's actually pointing to the correct stream
Damn
next.
Not my conclusion. It
I was
appears
guessing.
white.
I was guessing.
Yeah, Will, I'll give you the hint. It does to our eyes appear white, but if you want to look at a spectrum, the color. Oh, I'm wondering if I should spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
It'll be in the title. It'll kind of.
Come on. Jen already spoiled the Mandalorian for people, and we can't have him spoil your video.
I have to. Oh, it is on the editing floor. I've now put all of the actual video, so I've already filmed it, put the video together. I've just got to do the video editing and
Jen,
add in
since you
pictures
saw it and spoiled
animation.
it already, could you explain to me why in that last scene of The Mandalorian that Luke shot the baby Yoda?
What version? Were you watching the Spanish version or what? What were you watching? Were you watching with subtitles or something?
You know what would have been absolutely brilliant is if Luke had turned to Grogu and said, "I am your father."
That would have been awesome.
Well, I did theorize this when you were talking about the nativity earlier, and like all the issues with the timelines and whatever. I did think, well, isn't it possible, like I could have it in my head canon that baby Jesus ages at the same rate that baby Yoda does, and then the timelines fit.
That's the thing about confirmation bias is you can take anything and turn it into anything. So you want baby Jesus to age like baby Yoda. So you go on a journey and put them together, and then all of a sudden it's gospel.
0.999 equals 1.
Oh boy, don't! I've been seeing that argument going on for the last week and a half, and I'm like, I'm staying way the fuck out of that one.
It's all got to do with limits, and it depends how you. It depends on how you're describing that, whether it does equal or it doesn't equal it. It's a very philosophical math thing as to whether 0.999, because there is no actual number 0.99999 reoccurring per se. From a technical, it's a shorthand we use to say that there would be this number, but because that sort of number is part of an infinite series, you would have to take the limit of it, and the limit of that number is 1.
This is boring. Merry Christmas.
It is.
I'm really sorry I brought this up.
I actually agree with Stu on something here.
I'm sorry that you hate science, Stu.
I love science. Science. Listen, science. This is a proven fact. Science is almost as sexy as bosoms. Science is cool. Even though that weird guy with pink shirts on.
Did you change your microphone? You sound like
you sound like you're here and play with my bosoms.
So if I did if Jen did a video on the science of bosoms, you'd watch
repeatedly.
No, I have not seen this. Is that a true thing?
No, I'm suggesting it's a future project here.
Yeah, you are suggesting that as a future video.
Your body language suggested that you want to see it, though.
You know what? When Jeff just said those words, do you know what happened?
You got a semi?
My little carrot got excited.
Your little carrot got excited?
Yeah, So what's your favourite area of science, Perky?
All right. So...
Is that me?
Yes.
Yeah, Perky in the both.
Your chat.
Okay.
Your name. You've called yourself Perky.
And you're showing us that as well.
Yeah, put that away. Put
your Perky away.
His developing bosom is Perky.
I know you guys on Fancy Exit Island like to show off your carrots.
You're such a racist. The thing is, science in general is the sexiest thing in the world. There is no argument about this. There really isn't, because without it, we'd all be dead. And I just wish that these ignorant fucktards would wake the fuck up and listen to people such as Pink Shirt Scientist here. Just listen to the experts, not the internets.
I agree.
To the fucking experts.
Yeah. I tuned you out for the first half, but I agree on the second half.
I don't know. Some of those anti-vaxxers are pretty convincing.
I'm glad you don't live near me. I'm glad you don't live anywhere.
Their arguments are so convincing. Oh,
yeah.
Oh. How can you not believe them?
There is actually science behind why they sound convincing to some people.
No, there is not. Mute him. Kick him out.
No. I want to know now. Now I want to know. Is it confirmation bias?
It's to do with human instincts, and that we like to find reasons for why things go wrong. So we're pattern seeking, and we like to blame things that we can see rather than things we can't see. So one of the reasons that there is such an anti-vaxxer movement is because vaccines are so successful that these parents have never seen things like measles, polio, smallpox. So in their minds, something they can see, like autism, sounds much more dangerous than something they've never seen.
Yeah, wait till some start dropping for polio.
I'm going to retract my previous statements about pink shirt scientist guy. He's just got it absolutely correct in a very short sentence. He's nailed it because that's what it is. I know this because I've been watching these morons for many years. But
Only
to be
if
able
they
to,
let you
to be able to sum up why they are such idiots is a difficult thing to do, and that's why they get so much traction. Pink shirt guy just got a fucking Merry Christmas from me. He nailed it.
My Christmas mouse is happy.
I'll believe him when he can explain to me how the entanglement of quantum mechanics is the intersectional relationship between Einstein and the answers to everything.
Jenny,
I'm
before
just
you
gonna
answer
stop
this,
at
can
quantum
I just interject briefly, please? I mean, that was a beautiful question, Jenny. However, you do understand that
It was a bunch of bullshit.
It was bollocks. It was
I'm
absolute
going there.
bollocks, Jen.
Also,
You just did a Deepak Chopra, didn't you? You just grabbed every single sciencey word you could think of and shoved it in one
that was
sentence.
a Deepak.
Well,
That was a
they were
Deepak.
mostly in the same field, except for
Yeah.
intersectionality.
I love it though, but I bet you couldn't say it again.
I bet I could.
You always listen back on the stream and write it down.
Yeah. No.
I was about to bore you with the War of 1812, but I'll leave that for when I can yell at Stool
Well,
later.
that wouldn't bore me.
What's
I
this
love my
later
history.
of which you speak?
Like, I am such a nerd, but I will listen for hours about like how German U-boats work. Like, I know how to operate their old mechanical computers for computing torpedo solutions. Like, that's how much of a nerd I am.
Oh, me too. I want to build.
Submarines.
I want to build an old Confederate sub. The one where
Submarines
they were
are one of
like
the
this.
most sexiest.
You do remember those
things
guys
ever.
died in that sub because of its lack of efficiency, right?
I'm scuba rated. I'm scuba rated. I know what I'm doing.
Take a
I've got-
snorkel on.
I've
Snorkel.
Can we?
I'm from California. I've served.
Can we build that submarine and put some actual wannabe Confederates in it?
I know a bunch of people that would volunteer.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea.
Can we pop Trump in it?
Yeah, I was going to go there. Can we just
volunteer.
staple Trump to the front of it and blow it up?
See, you guys can say that. I wouldn't dare say those kinds of things where the NSA is listening. But you're in Australia, so you're safe.
Yeah, fairly safe.
Well, it's if the NSA, if the NSA, if the NSA are going to be triggered and start watching this, I mean, it's good for the algorithm. It's good for James Hughes, isn't it? So.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until you get your front door kicked in.
Should I do my song?
I've said this before. As an American, I have seen the FBI raid a house. It is not funny. It's not fun. It is some of this. They come in and it's literally like a bunch of goons with guns and shields on. And they beat up everybody.
I had a next door neighbor who was busted for pedophilia. It was a very early morning, like 7 a.m. They show up.
No, they don't play around. They do not play around.
No, they
Even
don't.
here too, with the sheriffs, all of a sudden it'll be quiet, and then you'll hear it on the all call, and they're raiding someone's house. It could be half a mile away, but they yell on the loudspeaker, and then everybody's awake all of a sudden. If
I
you
have a
weren't
question
from
for
here,
the
it
two
would
Americans. If Trump
Traumatizing.
refuses to leave the White House and they're looking for volunteers to go in and taser him so they can drag him out, how many people do you think will volunteer?
that line.
I will.
Man, that line
I'll
would be so
go
long.
it alone.
We'd have to
I'll
hand
take
out
on that
space
fucker
helmets.
myself.
Yeah.
That line would be so long. Ugh. I hope he gets. I hope he goes out in shame, more shame than he's in
I
denial.
really want him to sit there and refuse to leave the White House. I want them to send people in to tase him and drag him out.
No, I hope they
once
everything. I hope they drag him out.
Once Biden Biden's sworn in, the Secret Service can more or less do that if he still.
And then
he's only
he won't because he understands optics enough that
he's only got about 20 days left or something.
He's still claiming that he hasn't lost. That's not optics. He's lost. He's off his rocker. He is.
I mean, he's
Why?
wanting
That's
to
not a surprise
martial
to anyone.
law to try and stop the change
He's
of
salty
power.
because he lost. He is just salty because he lost.
But
Yeah,
this is
but
this
he's
is
also
what
an
happens.
idiot.
Yeah.
But he's a man of privilege, so he's always been able to be a weasel his way in or out of something. So he's always been able to win one way or the other, and he lost. And there's no way around it.
See, now he's got the Southern District of New York on his ass.
Well,
and
look
they
at
don't
that.
like him at all.
I always point back to look at that lawsuit. Look at that lawsuit he got in. He convinced those the USFL to get into with the National Football League back in the 80s.
Yeah,
I remember.
Well, they won their lawsuit, but do you know how much they won? They won $5. So they won a $5 fucking settlement.
I just hope they boot him out like a loony bin.
And that was all because that was all because Trump wanted to buy an NFL team, and the owners wouldn't let him in, and he threw a hissy fit and bought a USFL team, and then went and took the NFL to court.
Do you know the president of the United States of America is not legally allowed to own a casino because he was so corrupt and he had so many problems in his casinos?
Yeah.
He's and everyone's like, oh, but he'll be good at economics because he's a good businessman. But the thing with that, he has performed worse than inflation. He could have taken all the money he inherited and put it in the lowest return, risk-free bonds from the government, which for anyone who's not familiar is like the safest option, but you get the least amount of returns, and he still would have done better than what he has.
Interest rate about 2% right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I laughed when he said that.
It's
low.
He's lost a lot of his daddy's money, hasn't he?
That's the problem in America. A lot of people, they think they're rich, but they have stuff. There's a difference between having money and having physical
What
stuff.
Americans don't understand is that when they say this person is worth XXX billion, that's what his assets are.
Exactly.
It's also his debts.
Exactly.
A lot of those buildings with they have his name on, he doesn't actually own.
No,
he just is able to get people to pay him to put his name on a building.
There was one of the best quotes I ever heard about him, and this was from someone who used to work for him back in the 80s when he was sort of buying up casinos and that in Atlantic City in Vegas. And he was asked a question about which famous American businessman do you think Donald Trump is most like, and so and I think the person interviewing was expecting him to answer someone like Henry Ford, John D. Rockefeller, whoever. And do you know what the guy's answer was? P.T. Barnum.
Mm-hmm.
That is about, and I think that is, he one thing he is good at doing is hyping himself. That is the one thing Trump is good at doing.
Except P.T. Barnum actually was good at other things as well, despite what the movie says.
Yeah. But P.T. Barnum was a corrupt person.
Oh, he was.
Who exploited people horribly.
Well, that's what capitalism is. It's a new way to exploit people every day.
There's more give than take.
Stool's falling asleep.
No, I'm not. I'm just being a really good boy.
He's behaving.
He's not the Messiah.
I'm being a good boy.
He's a very
interesting that the only way you can be a good boy is to keep quiet.
I'm actually going to say this. This has been brought up in any of the streams today that we haven't really truly celebrated the true meaning of Christmas, the birth of Brian.
Absolutely.
Listen, I poured myself.
Today is Brian's birthday. Always look on the
Make
bright
myself
side.
a
It's the
cup.
treatment
Oh,
of
wait,
Christmas
look,
is Death's sore feet.
Always look on the bright side.
I hate that movie.
I'm gonna watch it after
Life
this.
of
Why?
Brian.
How can anybody?
I
How
love
can
it.
anyone who's like not a fundamentalist Christian hate that movie?
Now I have that song stuck in my head.
Do
What is the
you really want to know why I hate that?
Because
Do you want me to bare my soul and tell you a life secret why I hate that movie?
No.
If you don't want to, Jenny,
sounds
you don't have
painful.
to.
No, you don't have to.
If you
I know
don't,
I
if
don't
you
have
really,
to.
Were you
Yeah,
an
if you-
extra in it, Jen, at some point?
No, but that used to be my name.
Oh,
Ah.
And every time I hear it, it is just total cringe.
It's okay. I had a friend. I knew
best
someone that name was
thing-
Roy Munson. And if you've ever seen the movie Kingpin,
I know exactly. That's a brilliant movie.
he changed
The
his
best
last name. He changed his last name
Thing
legally
about
after the
that
movie came out. He changed his name because everybody would say, "Don't do a Munson," and he was an angry guy. He was a big biker dude, and he changed his last name. So I totally understand.
Do you remember?
I love that
Do you,
movie.
do you
that's
remember
so
in the old
underrated.
days of VHS?
One of the toughest bikers I
You
knew
would,
was named Roy Munson.
you would hit pause. You'd hit pause on your clicker when a sexy happened. And in Life of Brian, I'm a big Minge fan, okay? And
Yeah, you got one right here.
Brian's mum had a beautifully hairy minge, and she's actually embarrassed about her appearance in this movie. She's now an MP.
Brian's wasn't Brian's
Really?
mum? Wasn't Brian's mum
Really?
played by Jerry
Now I'm
Jones?
gonna have to look that up now. Where's Siri?
Wasn't you think you're confusing Brian's mum with the one of
Oh yeah,
Judith?
correct. Yeah. That would be weird, Brian.
Don't
fuck your mum, Brian.
I
That's
didn't
bad.
just give you permission to use this name over and over and over, okay? This is the first time in 41 years that I have been public about that.
Wow.
You just dead name yourself there, Jen.
Yeah, I did.
It's okay. At least your name's not Roy Munson.
See, it doesn't freak me out to hear my dead name at all when other people say it. I mean, it would if somebody called me it.
I knew a guy called Wayne, and his second name was King.
Okay, so I'm gonna
You
get in
changed
trouble
the
for
name.
saying this. I know somebody who's from my town, and they're rich and they moved on with their life, and I'm gonna say their name. Their real last name was Del Doe. So guess what we called him? And his first name started with a D, so it was D Del Doe. Guess what we called them?
I went to high school with a guy
Horrible.
whose name was actually Wayne Kerr.
Oh, that's awesome! I'd wear that football jersey. I would wear Wanker on the back of
Wayne Kerr, yes. And
might sew those letters on
we
it.
also had a Teresa Green.
Yeah, there's what's another one? Justin Dix.
You know, I don't like my name.
I want
don't
to
like
talk
my name.
now,
It's
but
too
I'm
proper.
still in my head. I'm now like I
don't-
can't get Judith Funny out of my head.
I don't like my name at all. I just deal with it. At all. I should have changed my name to like Boomhauer or something.
Oh yeah, no, talking about them.
I missed that show too.
Boomhauer, you know what I'm saying.
That is one of the funniest characters ever.
Ever.
That show
know-
is so underrated.
I know people that talk like that.
Me
And
too.
you have to you have to speak gibberish American to understand them. I know actually people that talk like that still to this day.
Holy shit.
You know what? My name makes me sound like a over the hill rapper when people call, when they say my name. Every time I hear Will, it makes me think of a certain.
Willie?
Fresh Prince.
Oh God, I've been called that a few times.
Yeah, I bet when that
That's just
movie
an
came
invitation.
out, you
That's-
were fuck off.
You know, saying Free Willy, that's just inviting yourself for a good time. That's all. That's all that is.
Your Willy's not
But you
free
don't
But I'm
anymore.
retired. I'm retired now.
Your Willy's not free anymore. It's possessed. It's owned.
There you go. I'm retired. I'm retired. You see, my name got me in trouble already.
Well, we are coming up to 10 minutes left, so before we hand over to Jenysis, and so why don't we?
Can I just
why don't we
point something out?
And why don't I let Saul go first, seeing as how he's been such a good boy.
I'm a very good boy.
Do you put in your thumb and pull out
I'm
a plum?
such a fucking good boy. By the way, I'm shit-faced. But here we go. Will, you're a fucking racist. I hate you.
Merry Christmas to you too.
How you doing?
I'm great. How you doing?
How you doing?
Merry Christmas over there. How you doing?
Jen, upside down, Jen. You've got to do the how you doing thing. Come on.
How you doing?
No, that was shit. Okay,
Fuck
Jenny,
you.
your turn.
No.
Do it, or I'll tell people your name.
Too late.
I'll
you're
come
a
over
shit.
there and
I
cut
was
your
about to say
balls
that-
off and
when
shove
you-
them up
when-
your ass.
Where were you like 2 minutes ago?
Yeah,
This is why I know you live in the time vortex, Stool. Where were you like 2 minutes ago?
Okay, now, just for extra shits and giggles,
How you
let's-
doing?
There you
Jenny,
go.
upside down, Jenny, can you make scientist pink guy big, please?
No, I can't.
I'm working with fucking amateurs.
I know that in StreamYards you can do that, but the stream is not seeing StreamYards. The stream is seeing OBS. So no, I can't.
Hey, we may be amateurs, but I put a rug in here that really ties the room together on both sides.
All right, so scientist pink shirt
I
guy.
know Godless Scummer gets that one.
I
Scientist
will
pink shirt
that.
guy,
I will
move
gameplay.
closer to the camera, please. Come on, big close up, and now
My desk is in the way.
you've got to get really big here. And now do your thing. Will, teach him what to say now.
You say, "How you doing?"
How are you doing?
See,
No?
Americans are aggressive. You have to be aggressive. How
How
you
you
doing?
doing?
Oh, there you go.
Wait,
How
tell me,
you
like,
doing, bitch?
How,
That was more of a
so, like,
question, but you know.
How you doing? How you
Who's
doing?
doing your mother?
Hey, see? Yeah,
Jeff-
back down.
Jeff did a good one then.
That was beautiful. That goes in the How You Doing Hall of Fame right there.
That's that. Yeah.
I basically just. Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even want to say where I stole it from. It's embarrassing. So.
I still think it's ironic that you asked the guy from
How
California.
you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah.
We say dude and bro.
How you doing, love?
Ooh.
So basically, do you say?
Oh, that
hold
was
on, you say bro. You say dude and bro a lot. I mean, you sure you're California and not New York?
Except that's an idiom from the Bronx. How you doing? Or from,
Bro,
Phil-
like-
or from
I gotta be
Or
honest,
Phil-
Jenny.
or
That's what
Bro
I
is
was
a
doing.
noun. Bro is
That's
a
what I
noun.
was
You could be a-
doing.
or Philadelphia, not California.
Bro could be anything. It could be a question like bro, or like bro, broheimer, broski. I could go
How
all
you
day
doing?
on bro.
How you
Dude,
doing?
duder, his duderino, the dude, all
Yeah.
day long, all
The
day
dude.
long.
Dude,
Church
you're
of
El
Dude.
Dorino, if you're not in, yeah. You people see my certificate. I am ordained.
And the Church of Dude. He's a dude minister.
I
Yeah,
drive past Bradford
I'm
all
proud-
the
I'm
time.
We
proud
were
to be in
winding
the-
up because we need to wind up.
Yeah.
So, did
Come
you
on,
have
yeah.
anything you wanted to shill about your channel and stuff, still?
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
No,
No. Okay,
I-
fine.
I'm usually left up. I've not finished my fucking answer.
That was a full blown tantrum.
This is why we hate you immigrants. Listen, I never shill for myself because I'm a dick and I'm useless and pointless. So I shill for other people who are finer and better than me. So the people on my screen now, Upside Down Jen, watch her channel. Riemann with his shiny head, watch his stuff. Scientist guy, who the fuck is this scientist guy? Anyway, the Jenny who falls asleep, watch that crap. And Jeff does things about.
And he cut out.
Perfect.
That was brilliant. All right.
That was an atheist.
Well, I'm gonna leave that
miracle
there
right there.
because that's
That was
brilliant. All right, Jeff. What about you, Jeff? What have you got coming up? Are you and Hissy doing a stream this week?
Not this week. We're probably going to bring it back in the new year. The asterisks things. I don't know. Might just do some random hangout stuff or something. Maybe at some point during the week, or maybe even later today. I don't know. After everyone else is done, of course. But you know. I definitely said I'm sort of wanting to make it a thing in the new year to try and put a bit more effort into my channel, and I've reached out to one or two people because I want to get on for interviews, but we'll see what happens with that. So
cool,
awesome,
brilliant. Matt, what have you got coming up apart from the Bond thing?
I have a few ideas for my next video. If it's finished, hopefully I can get it out this evening Australian time, so a couple hours time. And if not, I'll just work on a couple of videos over New Year, and then I'll be back doing PhDs. So yeah, watch out. I'll be telling everyone what color the sun actually is. That's my next one.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
are you
nice
also
short
explaining why stars are the certain colors that they are?
No, not mainly just the our sun, what color it is.
Okay.
It's 5,500 degrees Kelvin.
Yeah, give or take. I think the effective temperature is 5.7 thousand.
Oh, and Von Vic wanted to remind you about the Moonraker thingy because we're all into it now.
Yeah, we are so into it now.
we're waiting. You have fans now, and we're all waiting.
We're all into it. Awesome. So Jenny, what have you got coming up?
Just the rest of this extravaganza, and then I hope to sleep for a couple days.
Awesome. And what do you got going?
Yeah, there's only 12 more hours to go.
You got me going. Oh, you always got me going.
I'll wait for the stream to end, and then we'll get Christmas going for real after that.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm here. I'm there.
Okay. So I'm figuring you want me to jump out directly after the stream ends. Okay?
No.
Yeah, you guys enjoy yourselves, you know.
All right, so I've got a video coming up which is all going to be about oral sex, and now Jeff's given me an idea for the other video.
I figured you were just going to do some research on it or something. You know.
Yeah, I will. I mean, the other video is being researched as well. It'll be out in a few days because I've kind of concentrated on this stuff the last couple of days. Aside from that, I'm planning on doing a Stump Gen stream probably in the next few days. I mean, I know normally I do one this evening my time, but because of all of this being on, I'm not going to. But I will probably aim to do one in the next few days. I'll probably aim to do a morning one my time. So hopefully I can organise Matt to hop in and maybe Chad as well. And we can have a good chat, and Chad can tell me why I was wrong with my statement about maths, because he was yelling at me from this chat.
I just took the position. I don't know nothing about the subject, but when I saw Landon Kurt Noel comment something about it, I was like, "What Landon says?" Just what Landon says. That'll do.
Very, very much so. Aside from that. Yeah, go, Jane.
I'd just like to say one thing. Still, we've only gotten to know each other over the last several months, and you're one of the few people that I have taken to so quickly And
If you
I
say
just
what
want
you're
you.
going to say, I will kill you.
I just want you to know that you're my most favorite 5'2" elf I've ever met. You're a sweetheart.
Oh, you make me cry.
I actually got to say, I got to say in all seriousness as well that of all the people I've met online over the past year, still, you definitely are one of them.
And you know what? This is the part of the movie when the Grinch's heart is growing. The Grinch's heart gets bigger, and I've seen this movie. You keep all
I
the
still
gifts back
think you
to
look
the
like a
Who's, right?
wino still.
And to you, Jen, I've got to say, of all the live streams I've ever been in, this is by far the most recent.
Honored.
Oddly enough, it's my most recent too. You guys are amazing. I love you all, even you still.
Fuck you.
Yeah. No, but that's what this community is about. It's been brilliant. I want to say thank you to Pirate Kitty and Perps for putting it together. It's
Absolutely.
been amazing group of people keeping this thing going. It's still going because go over to Jenysis channel next, and it'll be starting in a couple of minutes. Please go and do that. Please keep, if you want, especially if you're lonely. If you're lonely on this Christmas, please get over there and be part of it, because it's a lot of fun. And yeah, just think, everybody who's shown up in streams, everybody who's run a stream, everybody who's been in the chat and participated, you are all fucking amazing. Our community is fucking amazing. Even when we fight with each other, it's still fucking amazing. I'm filling in time. Shut up. So, yes, thank you all. It has been fucking awesome. Have a beautiful Christmas, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
But you've got to say the thing before you hit the button.
What thing?
Emu!
I have to say emu.
Emu.
No. Emu!
Bye!